Here we go. We're going to start the stream right now. The stream is started. Chris is going to tell me when he sees everything get sorted out. Chris, I think I'm still hearing some echo from your end. I'm hearing myself come through from somebody who doesn't have headphones on.
I have headphones on.
Yeah. Chris, are we live? Am I the only one here?
I'm here.
Donald's here. Alrighty. Chris has disappeared. He's putting his headphones on. That's what's happening. There you are. Chris, are we going out to the world? I think we are.
You're live on your porch.
Okay. Thank you so much. Hey everybody, sorry for the late start. I'm out on my porch instead of at my desktop, which is where I'm normally at when I stream. And it means that my poor laptop is struggling to do 1,000 different things that I'm asking it to do. We're going to give this a go and see how it goes. I've got Donald Heon. Donald, say your last name for me. Is it Heon?
Yeah, that's correct.
Donald Heon with me. And Donald is, Donald, you are not just an enthusiast about PID tuning, but you are actually you have a degree. Is that right?
Well, I'm working on my degree right now. So I'm a UAS lab technician at Embry-Riddle. I'm also a flight instructor. So I went to school at Embry-Riddle a year ago, and I started working there as a student employee. And I was fortunate enough that the guy that I was working with, he decided to just up and leave. And so they ended up hiring me because I love this stuff and I can't get enough of it. So I'm still working on my degree, but I'm definitely involved in the industry.
Wow, that's fantastic. So you're a UAS control. You have a degree. You're working on a degree in UAS control, which means that when we all talk about PID tuning, you literally study it, academically.
Yeah, well, not necessarily PID tuning in general, but anything UAS, I'm definitely studying that. PID tuning, I started a while ago, probably about 3.5 years ago. I started really getting into it because I saw some people online and their copters were flying so good and they were diving through trees, and I said, I want to do that. And so I spent the next 3 years just reading RC groups and learning everything I can.
Yeah, that's really great. So, and I have to apologize to you because I slightly misrepresented you. I always, when I'm trying to announce stuff, I always try and hype it just a little bit. And I said, I basically said you were bragging on your PID tuning. And that's not quite. You're a humble man. You don't go around tooting your own horn. But I didn't totally misrepresent you. I think you were talking to Kebab and saying, Kebab, let me show you a thing or two that I know. And something like that, right?
Yeah, so he made a few posts a while back, about 8 months ago, and he was just really struggling with PID tuning, and he always just runs the stock defaults, which for his setups, usually stock defaults are going to work pretty good. But he's always been struggling on PID tuning, and I sent him a comment a long time ago and said, hey man, just send me your quad and let me fix it for you. And so just recently he posted again, and I said, hey, 8 months ago I send me your quad, and I'll tune it for you. And so yeah.
Yeah. So so it was more. It wasn't really like you were bragging. It was more just an offer. Hey, let me help you out. But
that's what I've always been doing to people. Typically, I get a lot of people that they just struggle a lot, and I don't want to see people struggle, because the best thing that I can do is put a smile on someone's face, when they fly their copter afterwards. So that's my entire goal. That's all I ever wanted to do, was just have people enjoy this hobby.
Well, that's fantastic. That's my goal too. So we're on the same page.
Good.
And you and I have talked a little bit about your PID tuning philosophy, and I think the best way, rather than talk about it, I think we should just work through it using this quadcopter, which I'll introduce this quadcopter in just a second, but I also want to introduce Random FPV is here. He is moderating the comments, and he's going to be if there's particular questions or something, he's going to be letting me know because I can't read the comments and fly the quad and tune the quad. I can't, so he's going to be helping out in the comments. And I think you guys can even hear him on the stream. Let's see, is that right? Say hello, Random.
Check.
Random?
Hello, Random. How's
Yeah,
it going?
he's there. Yeah.
I can't hear him.
Yeah, Donald can't hear Random. Pardon me, guys.
I also can't see your stream, Bardwell, so I don't know.
Yeah, I
Pop that up there.
Oh yeah, I gotta pop that up there for you so you can see my. Where's Skype? Where did Skype go? Hey, Skype, where'd you go? Yeah. Just 1 second. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, here. Let me share my screen with you, Donald. There, you should be able to see my screen now, although there's not anything to see at the moment.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so, Chris, thank you so much for being here. I especially appreciate it, and I definitely want to give you a chance, because you got something very exciting coming up next weekend, haven't you?
Yeah, well, a little bit of, it's a little further out than that, but yeah.
Oh, my bad.
September 1st.
There you go.
Well, we've got a lot going on and stuff, so hard to keep up. But yeah, we're reintroducing FPVLife, so for those of you who were around for FPVLife and know about it, it's coming back. For those of you who are not, welcome you. It's basically going to be just a live stream podcast, based, casual podcast.
Yeah. FPVLife, and actually, I'm looking at the calendar. September 1st is a week from now, isn't it? I think it's next weekend.
Whatever.
Regardless.
All good.
September 1st, FPVLife was one of the most popular FPV live streams and went on a little bit of hiatus for well, actually, I don't know why, but that's not important. And it's coming back. You were co-host for a while, you and I think Vic Lanning, right? Is that right?
It was Vec, actually, Lance.
Vec.
He was the
Vec.
original host.
There you go. Vec, not Vic. Yeah, so, and I think I'm going to be on September 1st with you, so I appreciate you coming on with me here. Yeah, guys in the comments are hearing the crickets. Yep, there are crickets. So, that's how it is. But anyway, yeah, I can't fix the audio. You can hear me, right? Yeah, Random's audio. Random, you're coming in kind of quiet. They can't hear you over the crickets. So if you can boost your audio, that's fine. But
I can crank it up. I didn't want to get too crazy.
Yeah.
But I just turned it up a little. We'll see if that's better.
So what you guys are noticing is that there is a little bit of auto volume on my microphone, and the reason for that is that I want us all to be able to hear the quadcopter motors when we're flying. So I've got it set to auto level. So when I stop talking, the crickets are going to get super loud. But, that's just how it's going to be. But that's kind of intentional. So, anyway. Well, the quadcopter that we're going to be using is the Holybro Copus 2. This is the ready to fly. It is got the Holybro F7, Kakute F7 flight controller. It has got the Tecos 32 ESC. And a whole bunch of other things, but I have to tune this for Holybro. They asked me to give them a tune for this, so I've tricked Donald into coming and doing my work for me. Ha 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 ha! Good luck. And what I want to do first, Donald, and you can't see my screen, right?
I can see you, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what I want to do first is I want to. Let's see. Where's my USB? There it is. Let's just make sure we've got this set up right, because I think we're going to want some debug, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know I've got my basic setup on here, and let me make sure the stream can see me. Hang on, desktop. There we go. Whoa, there we go. The stream should be seeing my desktop. Chris, you can confirm that if you want to when you get a chance. I can't see. Yep. This is a single monitor laptop.
It's went Inception and then it went Betaflight.
Yeah, that's. So as a single, this is my laptop. I'm literally sitting on my porch, so I can't quite monitor. I don't have 3 monitors to look at. So this is my basic setup. Everything should be ready to go. We've got D-Shot 600. The ESC can do D-Shot 1200, but I often run 600 just because I'm a little suspicious of 1200. I'm not sure every ESC is fully happy on it. What do you think of that decision, Donald?
I think that's a good decision, especially given that it's a TECO 32 or TECO, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
I think that's a good starting point. We can always check multi-shot at 32K, too. We can run that if we want.
Well, I hate to do that because you lose turtle mode.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I hate to do that. But
That's true.
Pro Shot, of course, would be an option, but that's not something we're going to delve into here. So then I've got this guy set up with 32K sampling. I think if you're going to have a soft-mounted gyro, it's sort of a F7 processor, and then you don't run 32K sampling, it's kind of defeating the purpose. And the fastest I can get it to go with acceptable CPU load is 3216, and that's where I'm leaning. What do you think of that decision?
Yeah, well, it'd be nice to see what the log looks like and how much noise you have actually at that speed, because you might even get a better performing copter if you lower those speeds, but it all depends on what your log looks like.
Okay, well, we'll give that a go. And then we'll go to Blackbox, and we do need Blackbox logging, and, sorry, I gotta move this out of the way. SD card. Are you sure about that? I don't think this, oh, it does have an SD card. Oh, that's so nice. Wow, I forgot that this had an SD card and not a freaking data flash chip. So let's just clear that off. I'm going to use the MSC command to mount. Now this is a Betaflight 3.4 and 3.5 have this. When you hit MSC, ta-da, look at this. This is my SD card. And I can see here, it just mounts it as a USB drive. There's a little tip for you guys. Then I can see here I don't have any Blackbox logs in here. Yeah, you never have to take your SD card out again. It's fantastic.
Dude, that's great.
I have to power cycle it to get it back. And what should our logging rate be for Blackbox, Donald?
Well, I typically log it 2 kilohertz.
Okay. And why do you log at 2K? Let's tell everybody that in case they don't know.
Well, I log at 1/4 the speed. Well, actually, in this case, since your gyro's 32K, 1/4 speed would be 8K. But let's see if we can log at 2K, see what it looks like, and then we'll log at 8K and then see the difference. Yeah. Because I think at 8K we'll end up getting a lot higher frequency noise.
Yeah. So there's a thing called the Nyquist Limit, which basically says that half your sampling rate is the highest frequency you can capture without distortion. So at a 2K sampling rate, we're going to be capturing data up to 1 kilohertz, and then everything above that is basically garbage. We ignore it. And sampling at 8K, we'd be getting up to 4 kilohertz, and what we see is that at higher frequency, there's just much, much less noise. So there's some debate over what the best sampling rate is. And the other thing we'll run into is that, what's the fastest you've ever done to an SD card? Because they're slower than a data flash.
Yeah. Well, it's always nice to have a class 10 in there.
Sure, that's true. That's true. It's weird because with a class 10 card, you get something like, UHS-1, you get something like 90 megabits per second of write speed. But one of the things we've seen is that the Blackbox is doing a whole lot of really tiny writes, and actually the cards struggle with that sometimes and are really bad at that. Even if they have, like if you're writing high definition video, it would be 90 megabits per second. Hold on one second, guys. You got the inception again.
So what about a data flash chip? Does it write faster?
I think it does. I'm not 100% sure why, but I'm pretty sure it does. Like
that's
if you
probably. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just saying that's probably why I don't have any issues, because I usually use a flight controller with a data flash chip.
Yeah. Yeah, data flash, that's why when they went to, when the Revolt came out, they had a data flash and not an SD, because at 32K, the SD just can't keep up. So we'll be fine at 2K, I'm sure of that. But the other thing we need to do is we need to set up our debug, right?
Yep.
What's our debug mode that we're going to want to use?
Gyro scaled.
And what is that going to give us?
That's going to give us the pre-notch data.
Okay.
So that we can see the noise before filtering.
Right. So what we want to get is, we want to get the raw gyro data straight out of the gyro before it hits any of the filters. And then we're going to also see the gyro data after it goes through the filters, and we'll be able to judge the effectiveness of the filters.
Yes. That's so crucial. So crucial for a good flying quad.
Okay. Chris, anybody asking any questions in the chat? Let's keep it to questions related to, because I see some random questions coming in that are unrelated. Let's try to keep it on topic, but anything coming in the chat at this point?
No, there's some comments. We don't really have any questions. Peter did say that 32K suffers a lot from vibrations. PID tuning is much more difficult. You guys might want to expand on that, but otherwise, nothing really.
Yeah, the more, what happens when you go to 32K sampling is that inside the gyro chip, there is some filtering. So the gyro chip is capable of picking up very, very minute vibrations, and if we didn't filter the gyro chip at all, it'd be just like trying to have a conversation at a rock concert, sort of. You just couldn't, there'd be so much noise, you just couldn't do it. And so the idea is that we need this filtering, and the filtering is so essential that the gyro chip has built-in filters that are active. We talk about the Betaflight filters. That's software filters built into Betaflight, but the gyro chip itself has some, it's like, you're not even going to get to see the raw data. It's like, you know, when the chef serves you some food, he's already salted it. He's like, look, I know you need some seasoning. He already put it in there. He doesn't give you the raw food, right?
Yeah. Well, unless you go to a Japanese restaurant.
Okay. So when you go to 32K sampling, what you're doing, one of the things you're doing is you're sampling faster, but the other thing you're doing is you're turning off some of the internal filters that are there, and that's that little tick box, enable 32K. You're turning off some of those filters, and that means the data you get is a lot noisier, and you then, it's like you went to a restaurant and said, don't put any salt in my food. It's going to come out, it's going to taste really bad, and then you're going to have to salt it, which is basically what we have to do with the filters. And that's why it used to be that if you turned on 32K sampling in Betaflight 3.3, your quadcopter would fly terrible. It would sometimes fly to the moon, it would get hot motors, because the filtering wasn't optimized for that. But now it is. So, are we ready to fly, Donald?
Yeah. Do it.
What are we going to do? Now, we've got the default PIDs. Do we want to adjust the feed forward value or anything like that?
Feed forward is kind of personal taste, right? Like, you know, it's how sharp do you want the stick inputs to actually be for your P gain. Can we look at your PIDs real quick and just kind of...
Yeah, for sure. Let me switch over to the desktop and we'll get...
And then how much does your copter weigh with the battery? Do you know? Is it like 400 grams, 380?
I'm not gonna run downstairs and get the scale to weigh it for you. We've already made the live stream weight enough, but I think we're in the 400 gram range. You can see, oh, you don't have it up, you can't see it right this minute. I think we're in it's probably around 350 without the battery, so 450, maybe as much as 500.
Yeah, okay.
450, 500, I would say.
And you're running 4-cell, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
What's the KV of your motors?
Are you running
Sorry, 1 second, Donald. Say again, Chris?
People wanted to know which version of Betaflight.
Good question.
And also, there's another one too, another question. Go ahead with the version first.
Yeah, so this is Betaflight 350. Holy Bro actually asked me to tune it on 341 because 350 wasn't quite out yet, but I figured this whole live stream would be a waste of time for everybody else if I did it on 341. So this is 350. What's the other question, Chris?
They wanted an explanation of the CLI command iTerm relax setting and how that differed in 3.4.
Well, I don't think it changed between 3.4 and 3.5. I don't think iTerm relax changed.
So if you can talk about that at some point.
Sure. Donald, do you want to talk about iTerm relax?
Yeah, just a second.
And that's this option here. It's no longer a CLI option in 3.5. You can just use it in the GUI. And so you want configurator 10.4.0 and 3.5.0 as your Betaflight version. I apologize, by the way, guys. I got a little bit of a cold. I was tempted to try to cancel the live stream, but I was like, well, I'll just suffer through. But if I look a little sick, and I'm also sitting on the porch in the heat sweating, so I maybe try to put a fan on. But if I look a little sick, it's because I'm a little sick. So, you're not going to catch anything over the live streams, but, bear with me if I sound a little raspy and cough a little. Chris was like, okay, do you want me to come over for the live stream? And I was like, no, stay home, do it remotely. Go ahead, Donald.
Okay, so I was just going to say, a lot of bounce back that people haven't before version 3.4.
Well, I think Donald has dropped out, unfortunately.
I'm here.
You said a lot of bounce back that people were having before 3.4.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So a lot of bounce back that people were having before 3.4s was because of I-term accumulation. And so I-term relax basically stops the rapid accumulation of I-term so that it stays constant, doesn't accumulate any error, because that's a lot of it was due to the I-term being overcompensated. It would get up there and cause your bounce back.
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys look at a Blackbox log, maybe we'll do this in this session.
Yeah.
But if you look at a Blackbox log, when you do a full stick deflection, you're asking the quad to go 800, 900, 1100 degrees per second, and it can't accelerate from 0, boom, to 1100 degrees per second as fast as you can bang the stick. So what you see is that during a snap roll or flip, a lot of error accumulates. The quad spends a lot of time not going as fast as it's supposed to. And that error accumulation is handled by the I-term and would result in, after the move ends, the I-term goes, whoa, we got a lot of error. Everybody, just slow down, speed up. And that would cause your quad to have some bounce back. And I-term relax basically says to the I-term, relax, whenever you're doing a move like that. So
yeah.
Should we go ahead and turn that on as a matter of course, or should we start tuning without it?
No, definitely turn that on. I mean, it can only benefit.
Yeah, I think so too. I-term relax we're going to turn on, and we're going to have it just on the pitch and roll axis.
Yeah.
And let's see, what else should we turn on? We were talking about, you wanted to look at my PIDs. Here's my PIDs. This is the default PIDs.
Yeah. What's the KV on your motors? Is it like 26?
2450, I'm pretty sure. Let me look for you.
Okay.
2400. These are F40 Pro 2 2400. So they're 2306, 2400 kV motors.
And what kind? Is it a fresh pack? Is it an old pack?
I don't know about that. It's not brand new.
Okay.
You really tune that? I mean, I got all different kinds of packs. I'm not sure I like the idea of tuning for the newness of the pack.
No, I'm not tuning for the newness of the pack. I just wanted to know what do I expect? Is it an old pack? Is it a fresh pack?
It's fairly new.
I just like to ask these questions.
I think it's one of my race day quads packs that I actually oh, you guys can't see this, but I actually pulled the cover off of it to see if it was the same as the CNHL, and it wasn't. I think it's fairly new.
Yeah. Do you remember what version or what your set point limit or D set point limit was before you transferred to 3.5?
So what I used to fly is a set point weight of 1.0.
Okay.
And a set point transition of about 0.1 to 0.2. So I think the feed forward transition is about the same. So let's just set that. And this again, guys, this is a matter of stick feel and preference. This is not so much a tuning thing. So you might be saying, well, how does he know to set it to that? It's because in the same as your rates, you know if you've been flying for a little while that you like a certain rate setup. And when you start with a new quad, what I do is I just put those rates in. And I may need to tweak them a little bit because some quads are going to be a little faster on the pitch or a little faster on the roll axis. But I always just put my rates in. And it's the same thing with D-term set point weight or feed forward. You're going to go for stick feel there more than tuning. And that's why we're setting this the way we are.
Yeah, feed forward is totally stick feel. It's really its personal preference.
And I'm pretty sure, Donald, this feed forward, so the rule is you take your D gain and you divide by 26 and you multiply by your D weight, and that's the equivalent feed forward value. Do you remember what the default D gain was in 3.4 or 3?
Oh man, I think it was
go ahead.
24 and 25, or I think you're real close to that actually, 26, 27.
I think they lowered it in 3.4 pretty significantly.
Yeah, was it 20 and 22 that they lowered it to?
Maybe. Let's say for the simple sake of math that it was 26 was your D gain.
Yeah.
So then you're going to say 26 divided by 26 is 1. And then 1 with a set point weight of 1 is going to give us a feed forward value of 100.
Yep.
So in order to recreate the 3.4 stick feel of a 1.0 set point weight, I'm going to set my feed forward to 100 on every axis, and that should give me an approximately the same stick feel as I had on 3.4.
Yeah.
So they've gone for a little bit softer stick feel as the default. Okay. What else would you like to see?
That looks pretty good. Your quad's a little light, and you probably have a lot of power, so I'm thinking maybe your derivative is going to end up coming down.
Okay.
But we're gonna look at log to confirm that. But
okay. Let's go fly one. I'm going to try something.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I see your filters? I know they're stock, but I just want to look at them.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, let me go back to the desktop. Hang on. Sorry, guys, for the inception, but that's just because I don't have a two-screen computer out here. The filters are at default, so...
Okay.
This is the default filter settings.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris.
1 and 3, 1 and 2. Okay.
Go ahead, Chris.
It would be interesting to do after you get this all sorted and you're gonna fly. Maybe have him make some predictions, and then we can see how that equates to the Blackbox log and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That would be really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Is this what you wanted to see with the filters, Donald?
Yes. Just wanted to see the stock setup.
Do you go by Donald or Don or?
You can call me Don.
Don. Okay. Sorry. Call you Donald because that's what you are in Messenger. Don. Yeah. Okay. All good. Ready to fly?
Yep.
Okay. Here goes. Now. Hang on. I'm gonna take my headphones off here, so I won't be able to hear you briefly. Let me get my battery sorted out.
Okay.
I'm going to try, guys, to do a live stream of the flight video. And the last time I tried to do this, the video capture card I was using absolutely hated it. The image kept stuttering. And I have a new video capture card that someone I know who is also a live streamer told me would work. So this is a little bit of a gamble here that this is going to work. I hope it does. And if not... we're gonna have to look. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But please don't flip out. Hold on.
Hey, that works.
So
it
far,
worked.
so good. Now you guys should be seeing video right now.
Yeah, it's a little laggy, but
Yeah, is it? Hang on.
It's working.
but I can hear the motors, so that's good.
It's a little laggy. Yeah, I see that. But we'll be okay. You see, guys, see what this is the situation I'm working with here, guys. Look. Oh, why were there technical difficulties? I mean, come on, it speaks for itself. So now let's see if it flips out when I try and arm it. See, I can't walk too far away because... Yeah, okay, here we go. I'm going to arm. Okay. Oh, that's good. That's good. All right, I guess I'm going to just set it up here on the... there we go, on the rail. And I'm going to put my goggles on. And let's make sure this is recording. I've got a backup recording here. Alright, I'll put my goggles on, I guess, over my headphones. Donald, what kind of flight maneuvers are you going to want me to do for this test?
Well, first, I want to find out where your P-term needs to be. So you're going to go out and fly. You're going to do some hard flips and some hard rolls.
Okay.
And if you can, after those are done, try and do some maneuvers where you kind of yaw like you're fishtailing in between cones.
Okay.
You know, a little bit of yaw.
Guys.
So that I can see how wobbly it is on the sharp stick inputs when you change direction.
Okay, yep, we're going to do that. I got to, oops, do you see what I screwed up?
Yeah, I see that.
I got to run downstairs and get a couple antennas. 1 second, guys, sit tight. Don, say something entertaining, or or Chris, but not both of you. Be back in 1 second.
Okay. Hope everyone's enjoying this process, and I hope you guys learn from this as well as I. I can't see the screen, so I can't see any of your comments.
All right, I'm back.
I logged yours.
Okay.
Chris, what you got any questions or anything that I can talk to while I'm getting this going?
Danger Dave wants to know, what does higher forward transition do?
So feed forward. Oh, so feed forward accelerates the stick, what feed forward does is the faster you move the stick, the sharper the quadcopter attempts to accelerate into the move. Mm-hmm. So feed forward differentiates between a move like this and like this. Boom! Okay?
Yes.
The higher feed forward value, it will accelerate harder. Boom! Because we said earlier, the quadcopter can't keep up when you boom, bang the stick real quick. But feed forward tries to say, oh, he's moving the stick real quick. Just go. Okay? Is that about right, Donald?
Yeah, that's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
so when you move the stick real rapidly, it responds quicker. And to me, the best way I can describe it is it's kind of like being on Crossfire. I mean, honestly, you move the stick real fast, it gives you a more directed, connected feel.
Yeah.
And then if you move the stick slow, it's like it's responding. It basically responds exactly to the way your stick moves throughout. So if you move it fast, it's going to respond fast. If you move it slow, it's going to respond slow. It's basically going to do exactly what your stick input's telling you.
But the flip side of that is that it can make the quad feel kind of twitchy. It can make the quad feel, especially toward the center stick when you're making really precise movements, it can make it feel kind of twitchy and nervous. And so what feed-forward transition does is it says when the stick is toward the center of the stick travel, the feed-forward value is low. And as you deflect the stick, the feed-forward value ramps up. And so that feed-forward transition is the point at which the feed-forward value will be at 100%. So if you have a feed-forward of 60 and a transition of 20, at 20% stick deflection, you'll have a feed-forward of 60. And as you come back to the center, the feed-forward will ramp down and give you smoother center and more rapid full deflection.
Yeah.
All right. So hang on, I turned it off because it was... Okay. 40 minutes into the live stream, and we're actually going to get some flying. Hold on. Let me get my goggles on.
So I think the latency is a little less on this. So we'll see.
Right.
Are you on the right channel?
I am. Okay, that's pretty weird. There we go. I don't know what just happened there. It's never good when your goggles just turn off, and I don't see my OSD either. Okay, let's see if we can make this guy fly. Ah! I was a little nervous. Alright guys, so Donald, you wanted me to do some flips and rolls.
Yeah, so this is specifically for logging. So real hard flip, real hard roll. There you go. Yeah, keep doing a few of those. We're going to look at a few of them. Yep, there you go. Yep.
Alright. Like that.
Yep, and now...
you want yaw axis as well?
Yeah, so you're just going to kind of fishtail like you're going through cones.
There were just some yaw moves. I'm not fishtailing yet. There's a dog somewhere that's not happy with me. Alright, fishtail.
So, if you can... there you go, yeah. Okay, so can you just full send into prop wash and turn around and make it oscillate as much as you can? Yeah, let it fall into its prop wash and then punch it.
Actually, I was pitched forward a little too much there. That's the secret of avoiding prop wash, guys. Do you see how I was pitched forward there and it didn't do it? Yeah, I wasn't actually falling into the prop wash because I was pitched forward. That's pretty smooth, actually. There's some prop wash right there.
There we go. That's what we want to see.
Okay. Let's bring that in.
Cool.
I must not have set the OSD up right. I don't know why I don't have an OSD.
Well, I don't think you enabled it.
I thought I pasted. It was in my config dump paste. I would like to at least know the battery voltage. Oh, look at that. Like a real
Straight onto your porch.
Hold on a second. Let me retrieve this. Okay, so, hey, Chris, how did that look in the live stream? How'd that look in the live stream?
It was awesome, dude. I was over pretty captivated.
No glitching or anything like that?
My end was pretty good. It didn't seem too latent.
Don, you were seeing the screen share. You actually had a... Yeah, but it was pretty good? Awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Actually,
yeah.
Really good.
Good. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Now, now we should be seeing my desktop, I believe. Is that right?
Yep.
Let's
That's
go
correct.
into the
We
command
got
line.
Betaflight.
Let's do MSC, the best command ever, because I don't have to
Did
take
you-
that SD card out.
Josh, did you hit save when you typed in gyro scaled?
I'm pretty sure I did.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure. Let's find out. We're going to find out. So here are my logs, and what I'm going to do two things. Hold on. Let's do this under DRE videos, new folder, PID Tuning live stream, new folder, BB logs, and paste. That'll take a second, and
Okay.
I am gonna send those to you, Don. Actually, let me just take my desktop off here for 1 second, just in case there's any embarrassing messages from people begging me to fix their quad or anything like that. I'm gonna send these over to you.
Okay. I'm ready
Actually,
for it.
I have a great idea. What I'm gonna do, Don, I'm gonna give you a link to a OneDrive. This is a OneDrive folder. I'm gonna just give you the OneDrive link, and as soon as I paste them in there, you should be able to read them. So now I don't have to send you each individual one. All right? So you should be able to
Okay.
grab those. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is this. Let me just make sure that this is all correct.
Cool. All right.
Now, I have a new desktop. Yeah, here we go. Desktop. And this is another thing I'm happy to bring into the live stream. So what we're looking at here is, this is RedCat Propware. RedCat is the company that brought me out to Puerto Rico. And actually, there are some folks from RedCat in the live stream right now, at least they're supposed to be, ready to answer any questions you might have about what we've got here. But I wanted to show you guys this tool, and I want to tell you, in case I screw this up, this is a pre-development site. It's not ready for prime time yet, and I am intentionally not showing you guys the URL. Because if all of you guys get the URL and go try and use this site, you'll crash their little computer that's their non-production server. So if I screw up and I accidentally show the URL, please don't go. This will be ready for the public soon. It's not ready yet, and don't punish me for if I screw up and show the URL. But what I can do is I'm going to upload this file. Let's see here. PID Tuning live stream. What did I call it? Where is it? There we go. PID Tuning live stream. And Don, you're looking at these logs as well, and so you'll.
Yeah,
be able to...
I just put them on my desktop. I'm
Hey,
gonna
Josh.
open them up.
Yeah, Chris, go ahead.
Bruce from RedCat wanted me to let you know he is in the chat and ready to answer questions.
Cool. So if any of you guys have any questions about what you're seeing here, hit up Bruce in the chat, or if they're good questions, Chris, you can forward them on. We're just going to call this, let's call it Live Stream Test Flight 1. Corresponding drone is the Holybrook Coppice, and the flight area is my house. Not Campbell Station Road. JS. There we go. So, what that lets...
Betaflight developer.
Bruce,
not
the Bruce Luckluck. Bruce Luckluck is a Betaflight developer. Yeah. So I've uploaded the log file to the RedCat website, and then I can go to Analyzer. Don, check this out. This is why I wanted to show this off. I know you can do this at home on your desktop, but this is pretty slick. So this is the RedCat. They're developing some charts and graphs to help you analyze, and this is very, very preliminary. This is just like a placeholder almost. But until that gets somewhere, look at this. What? Yes, it's the... Hello? JavaScript. What are you doing? Oh, no. Allow. Is it blocking it? Let's try again. Come on, Betaflight. Waiting. Well, it's the curse of the live stream. It's the Betaflight. It's the Betaflight Blackbox viewer in your browser. I swear to God, it worked perfectly before I started the live stream.
Hold on,
there it was.
Josh.
Yeah, there it is. It just took a second to load.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. And it's got Plasmatree PID analyzer as well. And I can see here that I did not save after I enabled the debug, because I can see here that the debug is blank. So, oops, I got to go back and fix that. And there we go. So there is my log file. Don, what do you think we need to look at? What do you want to look at?
Yeah, I'm glancing through here. Just a second. Let me set up my graph here.
Sure thing. If you tell me how you want me to set it up, I will. While you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead in and fix that that gyro setting we forgot to fix.
Just trying to find some prop wash here.
Uh-huh. I mean, I got some.
Oh, yeah.
No, look, debug mode is gyro scaled. I did save it.
Okay, well, that's good.
But
okay.
Why is it not... But it's not working with... maybe they're not used to 3.5 and they're looking at a different debug value. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe this is an older version of Plasmatree that hasn't been updated for 3.5. That's a shame.
So one thing I'm unclear of is debug 0. Is that roll? Debug 1 is pitch? Is it AETR? Is that how it goes for 0, 1, 2, 3?
I think that 0 is roll, but maybe
okay.
Bruce Luckluck in the chat can help us make sure that's right. He's a Betaflight dev, and he will surely know that right off the top of his head. Chris, if you see him chime in, then you chime in, okay?
Brother.
What do you...
Arrow wants to know if you're going to make this available after...
Yeah, of course. Donna, hear you?
Okay.
Yeah, the recording of this will go up afterwards if you can't stay for the whole thing, because obviously we're going to be here for hours. We're 1 hour in. We've got one flight, so
yeah.
Hopefully
I got all day, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Bruce says debug 0 is 1 is pitch.
0 is roll, 1 is pitch.
So roll, pitch, and then 2 is yaw.
Well, we should be able to tell the difference between yaw and throttle pretty easily, I guess.
Oh,
but yeah.
okay, yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay. So right now, all I'm looking at is the debug for 0 and 1. I'm just clicking on the spectrum analyzer, just to see how much noise is actually in the system.
So I'm going to bring up...
says debug 2 is yaw.
Debug 2 is yaw, 0 is roll, and 1 is pitch. Yeah.
So this is going to be your gyro.
I'm going to get a custom graph, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this so people can see me set it up. I'm going to look for... Oh, here's gyro scaled. Yeah, in Blackbox Viewer, it doesn't seem to be showing debug. It seems to be actually showing gyro scaled with the correct name.
Yeah, actually, I have that listed as mine too. So.
Okay.
So okay. So 1 is roll. It says it right here. 2 is pitch. 3 is yaw.
Okay. That's not what I think Bruce said, but let's just go with it. What do you do anything with Expo or Zoom? Or do you just leave those at defaults?
No, I just leave them at default.
Okay.
Well, Bruce said that 1 was roll, or I'm sorry, 0 was roll, and 1 was pitch, right?
I believe he said 0 was roll, 1 was pitch, 2 was yaw.
Okay. So it's just set up that roll is the first one.
Yes.
So it makes sense.
Yep. And I guess you're going to want to look for some of those prop watch scenarios, and we can see the throttle down here. This little blue line here is the throttle, and I can see where I was jamming the throttle, and that's presumably where I was bringing out prop wash. And by looking at the debug, we're seeing the pre-filtered information. But you said you were also looking at the the noise graph. So I'm going to click this. I'm going to click right here. Hello.
It's pretty high.
Hang on.
Nestor is present from RedCat, Josh.
Great. Here we go. We got this, and we're gonna zoom that in. And I always like to. Must be scaling it automatically. I thought I had to bring this little thing up, but I guess not. Now that looks pretty high to you. Is that right?
Well, I'm looking at something different here. I might be on a different configurator. You're on the new configurator?
Well, that's interesting. I'm on whatever configurator they're using in the RedCat app. Maybe Nestor in the chat can speak to that, which version they're using.
I'm using the newest one, so I don't have the option to expand the spectrum analyzer like you do on the screen. So let me open it in a different one and see if I still have that option.
I don't have the option to scale it up and down either.
Yeah, so I was missing that.
Yeah. I normally have the ability to scale it up and down. Let me look at... I have the actual just app as well, so I can open it in the app as well. Yeah.
Ruth says, even though it says gyro scaled in BBE, it's still the debug value. They just get named to match the debug mode.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Chris is telling me that it's still the debug value. It's just named to match. I'm going to open this same file in the latest Blackbox Explorer.
So I'm not seeing any of your notch filter placements. I just see the gyro LPF, and that's it. So maybe I just have the wrong setup here.
Hang on. Let me look at my... I'm going to add the debug graph. Custom graph. Gyro scaled. Save changes. Yeah, it looks pretty different. The throttle, yeah, I can see. Here's the same position, and let me just look at the... Yeah. Let's get that FFT up. Yeah, I'd also... So you don't have the ability to scale to pop out? Yeah, no, here it is.
Scale it.
Yeah.
I can scale it, but I don't see the gyro, the notch filters. See, because all yours shows is the LPF cutoffs. So but you still have...
Yeah, I see that as well. That's pretty interesting. But if we go over to the RedCat one, I do see the notches. Well, wait, the notches are turned off.
Yeah, they are.
The notches are turned off, so of course that's why we're not seeing them.
So that one's wrong.
Yeah, this I think is an older, maybe this is an older Blackbox Explorer, and it is not interpreting the data correctly for the newer logs. And if a RedCat dev is in the chat and can speak to that, Chris will let us know. For the time being, let's look at it in Blackbox Explorer, and actually, maybe, Don, you can actually, if I let you share your desktop with me, that people can see what you're doing. Do you want to try that?
Yeah, let's try that.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing with you, and you share with me. Let's see how that goes.
How do I share with you?
Oh, here we go. So, are you, I'm gonna share my screen with you again. Okay. So, are you seeing my screen?
Yep.
Right here. Share screen and sounds. You got that?
Okay.
Or just share screen. I don't need your sounds. So I'm going to stop sharing with you, and you try sharing with me.
Yeah, I'm on the Skype. Okay, there. No, I don't have that option.
Okay, that's unfortunate. I'm not sure.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay.
Ah, there we go. Okay,
can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay.
I can. Put your porn away. No. It's so funny until it happens, and then it's tragic.
Very super tragic, right?
Okay, so let's let you drive and show us how your Blackbox viewer is set up for the people in the chat who maybe don't use it on a day-to-day basis, but then show us what you're looking at and what we need to do to tune this quad a little bit better.
Okay, so first thing, what I like to do is I just like to look at the overall noise on the pitch axis, and the roll axis and the yaw axis. But one thing I do is I come over here and I hit I, so I click right there. So I want to cut off the beginning initial stage of the flight, like when you were taking off. And then I also want to come over to here and click O. So I click there, and then I press O, and it cuts off the beginning and end of the flight. So all we're really looking at is the noise of when it's in the air.
And what that is, that's the in and the out point for the log. And when you're looking at the FFT display, it only analyzes the stuff between the in and the out point, which, when you first arm the quad and the motors are idling on the ground, that's pretty different noise profile than when you're flying, is the thought.
And you don't want to look at that stuff because that doesn't matter.
Okay.
So right now, this is your roll axis, so I'm just going to click on the spectrum analyzer, and it's already zoomed up, but you can tell, as I zoom up.
Slow down slightly. So right here, now you guys can see my mouse as well as Don's, I think. He clicked right over here to bring up the spectrum analyzer, and then that brings this up, and this is showing us the amplitude of the noise at different frequencies. There you go. It comes up like that. You can pop it out. And then you're scaling it up a little bit using that slider there.
Yeah. So I can already tell right away there's a lot of noise, especially around this frequency, because we're running a tight gyro speed and a tight PID loop speed. So this is to be expected.
I'm surprised that you're seeing data up to 2000. At the top here, you're seeing 2016 hertz. But I thought we were only logging at 2K. We shouldn't see data above 1 kilohertz, should we?
Yeah, we shouldn't.
I think
so that doesn't make any sense. What's going on there?
Max motor noise is 1126 hertz. That's clearly not correct.
No.
The motor noise is never at 1100 hertz. It's always around 400 hertz or 300. I think something isn't quite right in our view, or we've got something screwy here.
Let me try a different configurator.
Okay.
Christian says.
And see, let's just try the old.
Hold on.
The old
3.1.0.
RedCat's viewer is running 310. The late 1.0. Yeah, the latest. Oh yeah, look, Don, your version is 251. Can you get 320?
I have it right here.
Okay. And it looks like the RedCat one is 310, which is one version out of date, and maybe is why we're seeing different stuff there.
Okay, so I'm going to go to 320 and open the file that way.
Perfect.
So I'm looking at your second log.
Yep. Yeah, the first log was just where I tested to see it was going to try to eat my face. Right, so we'll set the in and the out points.
Yep, just like that. So you just come over here and click, you hit I.
Yep.
Oops, sorry. Click I, and then come over here, click, and then press O.
Okay, great. And now we're looking at the debug value, which is the pre-filter gyro data, and we're going to look at each of the 3 axes individually and just see how noisy these axes are. And what do we got?
So I don't have the option to wait.
Yeah, it's right there. It's right there. Okay. Yeah.
Well, you can tell right away. That's that's bad. Like you never want to see anything above the red when you don't zoom up. So like when it's down like this, you want to see it. You don't want to see any red.
Okay.
So that makes a little bit more sense. That's a lot of noise.
We're getting a lot of noise, at least in part because we're doing 32K sampling, and we've turned off some of that internal filtering. But you're saying even with 32K sampling, we really would not like to see that?
No, not at all. I mean, that's just going to cause problems. As soon as we start adjusting the PIDs, you're probably going to get a little bit... I'm afraid that you're going to desync with that much noise. Like your flight... not desync, but your flight controller is just going to, like, brown out. Because I've had that happen to me before.
So what do you think we should do? Should we turn off 32K sampling? Should we play with the stage 2 filters? What should we do?
Well, let's just let's go to 16K, 16K.
Okay. Yep, we can do that.
And let's just compare the difference in the raw noise between 32 and 16.
Okay, that's a great idea. So by going to a lower sampling rate, we're gonna get less noise. Is the gist of it?
Yeah, and less samples per second.
As a result of Nyquist. Now, going from 32 to 16, I mean, at the end of the day, the filtering hasn't changed because we've got, this is still enabled, and 16K sampling is going to lower our Nyquist frequency, but our Nyquist frequency was at 16K. By going down to 16K sampling, Nyquist is now 8K, but I mean, all of our noise is still well below 8K. I'd be very interested to see if this makes a difference.
I hope it does.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you can tell right away. As soon as you start zooming up, how much noise is there, you know? And I'm not even halfway up yet.
Okay. So let me just check the OSD real quick.
That's
The OSD is. I bet I need to. I need to
So-
manually set PAL.
Real quick, I just want to show the viewers
Yeah.
some a log of mine that I tuned with a couple
Okay.
of filters.
Let me.
So
let
this
me
is-
hang on. Let me
Okay.
get your Skype screen up. Hang on. Where are you? There you are. Okay. They are now looking at your screen. Go.
So basically, this is one log that I took a while ago, and I just like to keep it on my desktop to show. You can see that the zoom bar is way up there. So this is the max noise that you got here on this particular log. And I
Yeah.
just did a simple filtering, but I ended up with this, and you can still tell right here that it's
Yeah.
up there. Look at the difference in the noise profile, you know?
Now this is pre-filter or post? As you're
Well, the first one I showed you, this is pre-filtered, okay? And this is after filtering.
pull the zoom down so it matches the other one. The
Well, they're
pre-filter.
just snapshots. They're just
Oh,
screenshots.
okay,
for
I
you.
see. Well, pull
So
the
I
zoom.
just,
Pull
I
the
just
zoom
wanted
up.
to show the viewers
Pull the zoom
the
up.
difference.
Sorry.
I just wanted to show the viewers the difference in what filtering can do. So this is pre-filtered. This is after filtering.
Oh yeah, amazing. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering why you don't say, well, we've got a little bit of noise pre-filter, but we'll just do more filtering. Why are we changing the sampling rate and not just playing with the filters?
Because whenever I have anything above the red, like that's a lot of noise. When it's red, I need to lower the gyro speed until it's green, and then I start filtering. That's
Okay.
just kind of my the way I like to do things. I don't want to filter anything that's too high of noise. I mean, if you zoom up, look how much noise you have. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's a lot of noise.
that's way more
You know,
noise
so-
than your other one when we zoom up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's so much noise. So I'd rather lower the gyro speed and sample less, and then try and filter that data.
Okay. All right. So I hopefully have fixed my OSD. We'll see about that. Chris, anything in the chat that we need to know about?
No, I was just saying bring the noise.
Bring the noise.
Yaw's not too bad though.
I am going to plug in. And let's see if I can. I need a producer to run my screens, you know. You know, like Dr. Disrespect has Alex. Alex! Go to scene 2! Oh, there we go. Now I have OSD, but now it's acting like it's PAL. Interesting. It's not entirely happy. Oh well, we'll leave that one for now. I don't really think Alex exists. I think he just shouts off screen. That's just my theory. Anybody, people in the audience, you know who Dr. Disrespect is,
Blew
right?
my mind up. You just blew my head.
Come on. Apparently my goggles have been on this whole time. Yeah, I don't think he has. I don't think he really has a producer there in the room with him. It's just like. All right.
I won't lie, man. I'm surprised you have enough time to watch anything.
Hold on. You're talking to me, but I'm not hearing you. There we go. I have, you know, in between editing videos, I occasionally get to watch some other streamers. He's really funny. He inspires me as a streamer. All right, Don, you here?
Yep,
Seeing
I'm
me?
there.
You seeing me?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
No, I'm
here
not seeing you.
You're not seeing me? Oh, because I'm not sharing my screen with you anymore. So you're
Nope.
sharing your screen with me. All right, hold on. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
still.
This is very clunky, but that's you know, that's how it is when.
You're doing great, man. For
Thank you.
as much stuff as you
Oh,
have going
thanks.
on right now,
Thank
you're
you.
doing good.
We haven't hit, you know, except for starting 15 minutes late, we haven't hit a major technical yet. So knock on wood. Chris, Don, are you seeing me now?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So I'm just going to do what I did again. Basically, we just want to, I mean, basically I could just take a pass around and we'll see the noise, right?
Yeah, so just, you know, pass around, give it a couple short, quick inputs, and
Okay.
then just record the noise.
The fly's nice. I mean, I really like the change in feed forward. I've flown this quad on the feed forward of 60. I strongly feel that feed forward of 100 is my preference. All right,
I
there we go.
put mine at 100 actually, so
Yeah, I could maybe
yeah, I like
even
the
go
feel of
higher.
100 for sure.
I just like round numbers. Okay, so we got that. I could maybe go higher. I worry that as the feed forward gets higher, I'll lose some of that freestyle smoothness. But and I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not an ultra smooth flyer to begin with, so I feel like I kind of don't have a lot of room to. Ah! I'm gonna fly into my own butt. Okay, let's look at that. Hold on one second.
You about caught this wrong.
We'll go to desktop, and we'll go to Betaflight, and we'll go to plug in the USB. Everybody still there? Everybody still there?
Here.
There you are. Okay, great.
Oh yeah, we're good.
Okay, perfect. All right, connect, command line, MSP. Oh, MSC. There we go. Logs 3 and 4, and
Aha.
PID Tuning live stream. You should see these appear very shortly. Why do I have
Okay.
2 logs in there? I don't think I armed another time. It's pretty weird. Okay. I guess we're going to be looking at log 4. Don, I'll let you share your screen, and you can pull that up, and you can show us what we want to see. I think we're not going to end up using the Blackbox viewer here on the RedCat site because it's one version out of date, and it doesn't seem to be interpreting the data quite right. Unfortunately, Betaflight 3.5 seems to need an updated viewer. We may still be able to use the Plasmatree stuff. It depends. If it's not going to get the debug correctly, then that would be we wouldn't be able to really look at that. So there you go. We'll see how that goes. But you've got those files done?
No, I'm still waiting for them. I only see 1 and 2. Let me refresh.
Yeah, try that. I show them uploaded.
Okay, there they are. So 3,
Okay.
what was 3? Just you logging or something?
I don't really know. I didn't think I armed another time. But 4 should be the last flight, right? So
Okay, yeah.
presumably it's 4. And I'm going to head on over here and you share your screen now. I'm going to stop sharing to you and you start sharing to me.
Okay.
And everybody can see what's going on. How's everything going in the chat, Chris?
Oh, great, man. Super lively. They just, they don't want you to cut yourself with your own quad, brother, so be careful on those.
That's okay. I appreciate that. I'll do my best.
I know we've got a lot of questions or a lot of interest on the.
Can everyone see my
force
screen now?
And what
Yeah,
that is.
Don, hold on one
Okay.
second. Go ahead, Chris.
And Alan has a quad-specific question. Let's see. Volatronics made a suggestion for your next flight and prop wash. He said you could like kind of punch out and then just let the quad fall into its own prop wash, on the way down.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
That's not a bad idea. That is one way to bring it out. Don, let me ask you. Does it matter what kind of prop wash you're getting? Like, so for example, you can get prop wash by punching out and falling and jamming the throttle as you fall straight down, or by going around a tight turn. Is that the same from a tuning perspective, or is it different?
Well, what I like to see is any type of oscillation because your P term and your D terms are going to be active during that time. So it doesn't really matter what kind of oscillation or prop wash you want to get, as long as you bring that out as much as you can so that we can see it visually in the log.
Okay. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Has our noise gotten any better?
Let's see. Is everyone seeing my screen here?
I think
Looks
they
like
are.
they are.
Chris,
Okay.
are they seeing his screen?
Yeah. I
Okay.
believe so.
Perfect.
He's an Apple. He's
Let's
on an
find
Apple.
out.
Yeah.
So we're going to click on roll.
We'll get the roll, and we're going to set the in and the out points, right?
Yep. In.
And when he says click I, he means the I key on your keyboard and the O key on
Yeah.
your keyboard.
Yeah.
There's no, is there I don't think there's even a mouse keystroke for that. Anyway. Now I noticed when put it back all the way down. I did
Yep.
notice an improvement, didn't I? Because there's no red now when it's all the way down.
Yeah. So this is a little better. However, you notice there's a lot around this area here. So when I zoom,
Yeah, scale it up a little.
when I zoom up, you see where most of that is. It's on the low frequency band, which it's definitely improvement on the roll axis. So let's check pitch. Okay,
Pitch
so
axis?
that's much better than it was before. So when I zoom down, see how there's less red,
Yeah.
right? Taking
And
less samples.
the other thing I notice about the pitch axis, if you scale it up slightly, is what I normally see is, well, of course, there's this big spike down at the left-hand side, that's just your normal quad's motion, which is below about 20 to 50-ish hertz. That's normal.
Yeah, that's totally normal.
We usually should see not much of a peak headed up to about 400 hertz. And then normally there's a peak around 400 to 600 hertz-ish, which is where your motors are. I'm surprised to see this peak up at 800 hertz. I really doubt that that's the frequency of the motors. What do you think?
Well, it's hard to tell. It basically has to do with a lot with your props. I don't know if you've ever tried this frequency app, or FrequenCense it's called.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I'll just bust it out and I'll flick the prop. Like I'll
Mm-hmm.
oh, thunderstorms are coming. So I'll flick the prop next to my phone like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just see what the max peak is. And typically on any prop that's out there, it's right around 200 hertz. So it's interesting to see why it's at 800.
Well, I think of the motor noise peak as having to do with the RPM of the motor. So essentially you've got, well, there's some mathematical. You got the RPM of the motor, and then you got multiple prop tips, which may be making like a harmonic. I don't know, but in general, I think if you were to convert RPM to hertz, that should just give you where the motor peak should be, right? Or no?
Yeah. Sorry, I was just pulling up a picture. I just wanted to show the viewers that typically I get a large spike around this area, and that's usually what I use the D-term notch for.
Okay. Where should we go from here then? So we turn from 3216 to 1616 sampling, and we got a little bit improvement in noise. Do we need to keep going, or can we start tuning the PIDs?
Let's see. Let me look around.
Now, what are you looking at here?
I'm just looking at how active your P&D is for pitch and roll.
Okay.
So right here, this line right here, this is your D pitch,
right.
And this is your P for pitch.
Uh-huh.
So I'm looking at the entrance and the exit of the move.
So this is a snap roll to the left. You guys can see the sticks right here, and we can see that as the stick is pushed to the left, the P term, basically, what I always used to say when I taught Blackbox way back in the day, was think of these lines as pushing the quad one way or the other. Hold on, stand still, Don. So you guys can see the red line goes up, and that is pushing the quad. The P term is pushing the quad to roll left. And the D term is also pushing the quad to roll left, although you can see then the D term sort of opposes the P term slightly and says they're not in agreement on what the quad should be doing. And that's okay. They have different jobs, and sometimes they don't agree. Just like, you have different, the king had different advisors. Some of them would say one, some would say the other, and you try to get the best answer. So the P and the I and the D don't always agree, but that they're doing their jobs. But you can see that it pushes into the move, so we roll left, and we can see the P term go positive, which is pushing the quad to roll left. And then as the quad reaches the targeted angular rate, now it's going for the speed it's supposed to be going, and we can see the P term get close to 0, which means the quad is doing what it's supposed to be doing, and the P term relaxes. And then as the stick recenters, now this is fascinating. It looks like it pushed. Did I recenter? Did I recenter here? Go to the right just a little bit, Todd.
No, you didn't.
No, I'm still.
Recenter.
Why does it push to the left again? I haven't. That's fascinating. I'm just holding the stick to the left. But it went push. Now we're good. No, we're not. Push again. That's pretty weird for considering I didn't move the stick at all. What do you think of that?
Well,
Oh, you know what? This is a pitch. I'm sorry. This is a roll, but we're looking at the pitch axis. So the pitch axis is kind of struggling to keep the quad, whereas this is actually a pitch forward, not a roll left.
You can see that your pitch was negative 25, you know, so you're a little bit below, so that's why this up here is reacting. But you can tell that when you enter the roll move, like right about there,
yeah,
you know, you're still commanding some sort of roll, but it's not fast. So right about here is when you start deflecting the stick and your P-term responds. And
yeah, this second chart is the roll axis, right?
Yeah, this second right here, this is roll, this is pitch. So this is P and D for pitch, this is P and D for roll.
I got it. I was looking at the wrong chart, sorry. Yeah,
No
so
worries.
here we can see, and this is what I was expecting. Hold on, Don, don't move the screen real quick. So here you guys can see the blue line. As I deflect the stick to the left, the P-term on roll pushes to the left. The P-term rises, and that's pushing the quad to roll to the left. The quad achieves the targeted angular rate, and then we actually see the P-term oppose the move and go, whoa, whoa, don't overshoot. You're going a little too fast. Here in the center of the roll, the P-term is close to 0, which means the quad is moving at the targeted speed. And then as I return the stick to center, the P-term pushes the other direction to slow the quad down, you know. Although it is, again, interesting, we see the D here. What's the D doing here? That's pretty weird. The D pushes the same way both times when we're accelerating and decelerating. I'm kind of surprised to see that.
Let's look at a few more flips and rolls.
Okay. Yeah, tell us. I've said what I'm seeing. Tell us what you're seeing.
So this has got to be your prop wash, or
Yeah.
looks like installations, actually, maybe.
It's going bonkers. What is the stick doing?
Yeah,
The
so this
throttle's
is
low.
probably your prop wash here. Let's zoom in and see if we can.
We can definitely see the gyro. That's the pre-filter gyro on the bottom, and it is going bonkers.
Right here.
It's going bonkers.
Yeah, it totally is. Well, that ESC is pretty freaking noisy.
It's true.
I have one of those ESCs, and it's been a long battle trying to get that thing to fly correctly.
And this one does not have the copper. I'm looking at it now. It does not have the copper shielding on it. So that some of these have shipped with a little copper cover to shield the noise. It does not have that.
That's one thing that I did. I don't have it with me, but I had this copper tape.
Yeah.
And I just basically cut a strip, you know, and I didn't tape it down. I just wrapped it in electrical tape and sandwiched it between my flight controller and my ESC. Just because I'm afraid of something shorting, so I didn't do all that.
Yeah, okay.
For instance, it's on this one right here, and then I also have a capacitor right here, which I actually, I was flying one day, and it went up, and then the flight controller browned out on me, and then I ended up breaking an arm. And ever since I put a capacitor on there, I haven't had an issue. But, you know, I run all capacitors on my quad,
So we don't have a capacitor on this one, as far as I can tell, and we don't have the tape. So we're just make the best we can out of what we got. What should we be doing here? What are you seeing, and what are the next steps we should be taking?
Well, I'm looking at your general P-term and D-term traces, and let's see, is that D? Yeah, so D's, if you look like right here, perfect example. So, right where the red line is, right here, you see the very amplitude, the top of this peak?
Yeah.
Here's P-term, here's D-term. So D-term looks to me like D-term gain is too high, which was my assumption to begin with. Is that because
the peak of the D is higher than the peak of the P? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't know if you can see that. So in general, it looks like it's higher than P-term all around. You know, like all the way through here, it's generally higher than the peak of P-term itself.
So do you think we want to bring D down?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I also want to look at some filtering, because if you look, the peaks are off. So right where the red line, this is the peak of P-term right there. This is the peak of D-term right there. So it looks to me like we need to filter D a little bit more to bring the peak closer to the peak of P-term right here.
And this is one of the ideas that you talked about that made me excited to do this with you, because you talk about phasing P and D together. Ideally, P and D will be peaking at about the same time. And since filtering adds or removes delay, what we've got here is that the D is peaking before the P, and so if we filter D a little bit more and add latency, that'll bring it into phase, which is a little counterintuitive. We generally think that adding filtering makes prop wash performance worse, but that's not what you're saying.
No, so what we can do is actually, well, let's see. Hold on, let me plug in my quad and peek around. So you want to share your screen and bring up your
I can do that.
Your stuff.
What am I going to bring up? I'm sharing my screen to you.
Your PIDs and some filters.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Let's just see if we can make some adjustments to make it better.
Sharing my screen with you, and Chris, the live stream should also be seeing my screen. Is that right?
It appears so, yes.
Awesome, thank you, Chris. And I don't know why, but I don't have any. Here, let's try that. There we go. Comp 5. Oh, right, because I probably was in MSC mode. All right, so we'll go to the PID tuning screen. What do you think we should do here? You said that the D gain was a little too high because the D term was having greater height above the line. Why are we bringing D down and not bringing P up?
Well, in my experience, on a quad that's as light as yours with as much power you have, you don't need a D gain of 25. You're overcompensating the system. You'll probably have a smoother quad when those two are balanced.
Okay.
So, for instance, I don't know if anyone can see, but this quad right here, I have a D gain of, I think, 12 to 14. It flies good.
Yeah. I mean, that's ultimately what matters is if it flies good.
Yeah, and that's the goal. You want it to fly good.
Well, I'm surprised because my philosophy has always been that you raise D to get rid of prop wash. You set P where you want. Now, I used to set P for stick feel, but now that we have feed forward, we don't need to set P for stick feel. But you set P where you want for like smooth stops and rolls, or sharp stops at the end of flips and rolls. And then you set D where it needs to be to get rid of prop wash oscillation. And usually I would fly a quad with, P in the 60s, 50s, maybe 40s, and D easily in the 40s or 50s or 60s. So the idea that we're going to take a D of 25 and turn it even further down I'm really excited to see how this comes out.
Yeah, were your motors hot at all?
No.
No.
I mean, I sometimes ran into cases where I couldn't raise D anymore because the motors were getting hot. And then I had to make a decision about whether I was going to reduce P or whether I was going to change the filtering and what worked best. But
yeah.
But I wasn't running 32K sampling then either, so I had less noise to begin with. So what do you think? Okay. What do you think we should bring D down to?
Well, let's start with your P term first. I'm thinking roll can come up to like 48 maybe.
Okay.
Bring pitch down to, let's bring it down to 49.
Okay.
Let's bring yaw, bring it down to 63.
Okay.
Actually, 62 looks better. Let's do 62.
Okay.
And bring your roll P down to, let's see what it looks like at 18.
Roll D, you mean?
Yeah, roll D.
I got you. Roll D down to 18. Now, what motivated you to make these changes to the Ps? And don't say, well, I just know, because I've flown a lot of quads like that. Is there something you can show us in the black box that motivated you to make these changes?
Yeah, so...
Here, I'm going to let you go back to sharing your screen. Let me just figure out how to do that. Skype. Okay, now you share your screen. And I'll stop sharing mine. Stop sharing mine. Oh, hang on. Okay, I've stopped. You go ahead and share. In a second. Yep, we can see your screen. Go ahead.
Well, I always like a sharp roll P term. That's my personal preference. And when I look at your roll P, it's not as active, like this yellow line here, right? It's not as active as your pitch P. This thing is going bonkers. Well, not a lot, but it's pretty high. So I'd like to kind of balance the two, and typically it almost looks like you have a stretch X. So in my experience,
That is correct.
okay, so in my experience, I always like to set pitch P, especially on a light quad like that, maybe 1 point higher than roll, but really you don't need to set it any higher than that. So
you're looking when you say how active it is, you mean like we see the P term on pitch kind of going up and down, but on roll
so
it's
if
a little sort of lazy and not as active, basically.
Yeah. So I kind of want to balance those two, and this is kind of a log where you only have you don't have a whole lot of flips and rolls. So I'm just looking at. Okay, this is your fourth log, right?
Yeah,
it looks like
this was the last flight, so there were a few flips and rolls in there.
So let's go back.
Now we're looking at a roll there. Let's find a flip and look at see how we're doing on the flip. Because if we're looking at a roll, it stands to reason. I mean, the roll term should be more active on a roll than, the roll axis should be more active on a. Yeah, what do you got here?
So this is your pitch P, and it's just generally oscillating up and down.
Yeah.
And you're not really applying a whole lot of pitch movements, but it's working. It's going up and down and adjusting itself. So it looks to me like it's a little bit active, and I'd like to see the pitch P come down in this instance right here. You can see it.
Yeah.
And then on your roll P,
you guys can see from my sticks that I'm not really doing a flip or a roll here. I'm just kind of doing like a left turn, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see I've got left yaw, left roll, and a little bit of pitch back. So I'm basically just turning around. And the pitch P is it's kind of going up and down as opposed to being a little smoother. And as you were going to say, if we look at the roll axis, that's the dark blue line. No, the yellow line.
No, it's this one here.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So it looks like it's working. It's not working a whole lot. It's kind of just meandering around the set point a little bit.
Yeah.
But in my personal preference, I like a sharp roll. I like it to feel really sharp. So that's why I recommended to bring that up and closely match the pitch P a little bit.
It's really unfortunate that this is very subjective, and people can look at it and see what you're looking for, but it's people talk about how much they like the Stinger Swarm PID tuning method, and it doesn't necessarily produce the absolute best tune, but it is a set of steps that anyone can follow and get a decent tune out of. And it seems like your tuning philosophy is requires a little bit more experience looking at logs and looking at what these terms are doing.
Yeah.
Should we go ahead and fly this? Should we save these changes and fly it?
Let's go back to your PIDs real quick. I want to look at your filters.
Yeah, let me share with you. How are we doing in the chat, Chris? Anything going on that we should know about?
There's just a bunch of talk about the cicadas.
They still hear the cicadas.
Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, I had to shut my window because they're pretty loud out here.
A little bit of discussion about the difference of the 32 and the 16, but
so I'm looking at your screen right now.
Think about how the filter, I guess, because it was grabbing at a different.
Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, because the filter was grabbing at a different speed, I guess, you end up with different results. But Bruce also mentioned that the flights weren't very similar, so we really couldn't compare in that regard a lot.
Do you think that, I'm surprised he says the flights weren't very similar, because, I mean, I went out there, I flew, I did flips and rolls. It seems to me like they were pretty similar. Yeah. I didn't do any extreme prop wash stuff, it's true. I didn't do that. All right, but my thinking was, I guess it makes sense that we would get more noise if we were doing extreme prop wash stuff. And this is one thing that's really challenging, is that being able to do repeatable flights is pretty difficult. It's pretty difficult, and there's a lot of back and forth.
And PID tuning for me is a process. It's like changing numbers, looking at the difference in the log.
Hold on 1 second, Don. Chris, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. They can't remember, guys, on the live stream. Chris and Don can't hear each other. So, so Chris, go ahead. What was Bruce saying? What was Bruce saying, Chris?
He says, I think that's the force feed FFT bin accumulates over time.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Go ahead, Don.
Okay, so I was just going to say that a lot of PID tuning is the actual process. It's like changing numbers and changing filters, and then changing your gyro speed if need be, and then looking at the difference in the data between the last log and your current log.
Mm-hmm. For sure. All right, so
it's the whole process.
you wanted to look at the filters, is that right?
Yeah, you want to change your D term on pitch?
Yeah, what do you want it at?
Let's just do 19, and then we'll work it up if we need to.
Okie doke. And filter settings. What did you want to do with the filters? Anything?
Let's see. Okay, look at your D term noise.
You're going to see if we need a little more filtering on the D term.
Yeah.
Now you said
Yeah.
you said we wanted a little more filtering so that we would delay the D term slightly and cause it to be more in phase with the P term. So we're
Right,
going
so-
to want to lower the cutoff for the D term, right?
Exactly, yeah, and I was just looking at your overall noise on the D term too. It's like, let's see, I don't know if you guys can see my screen or not, but I'm looking
We can't see
at
it at the moment. If you share your
Okay.
screen, then they can see it. Do you want to do that? I'll stop sharing and you can start sharing.
Okay.
Hey, Josh,
Yeah, Chris.
I just got a package delivered. I'm going to run grab it real quick.
Sure thing, man. You're good. Thanks.
So this is your D pitch right here.
Yep.
Just looking at your overall D term noise, and you certainly have a lot down here below 200 hertz.
I agree.
You also have a peak right here, and
Yep.
then same thing for roll too. You got the
roll
same.
isn't as bad, I don't think. But pitch,
No,
pitch
it's-
is definitely worse.
Definitely not bad, and this is a good sign because we can filter a lot if we need to,
Yeah.
and not really heat up your motors.
Yeah.
Because you generally don't have any noise showing up. I mean, even when I go down to the bottom, you can see how much noise is actually there. It's
Mhm.
nothing's in the red, so that's a good thing. I always like to see D term pretty much noise free.
Go look again at the roll axis or the noisy one, the pitch axis, right? That was the noisy one, right?
HD, yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
see?
drag that all the way down. Let's see if we're in the red. I think we probably are. No? Oh, so
No,
that's good.
no.
And this is post filtering, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes it is. So you can see the cutoff of 300 is stationed here,
Mm-hmm.
and you got, let's see, 100, 100. So let's just go back. I'm going to share your screen.
What?
Let's do your screen so we can
Okay,
look at
okay.
your filters.
Yeah, let me share my screen. I was going to say, how are you going to share my screen? This should be good. All right. Hey, Chris, what'd you get in the mail?
Oh, I got a bunch of new props and some remix and reverb replacement parts where I broke stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Your gyros.
All right, Don, what do you think we need to do?
Yeah, well, you definitely need crap. Okay. All right, so let's do. We lowered your D term. We put your P term where we think it needs to be. So let's do 70 biquad for D term 1.
So D-term 1 we're going to change to biquad, and that will filter more aggressively and add delay.
Yeah.
Basically, biquad has a steeper slope on its attenuation. So it's kind of like we lowered the cutoff, but not also kind of different.
It's just double the attenuation.
Right.
Kind
Seven, but we're also going to lower the cutoff, right?
Yeah, lower the cutoff to 70. So
Okay.
200. Let's go to your gyro. Let's look at. Let me pull up the after filtering gyro so I can look at that too.
All right, I'm gonna go back to you and you can share your screen. Hang on.
Okay.
Where's Skype? Hello. Where'd you go, Skype? Oh man, this new Skype is driving me crazy. Microsoft changed how Skype works, and now it just drives me crazy.
Dude, I couldn't get any audio at all. Like, I could not hear you, couldn't hear me. It was bad.
Yeah, I know. Don, stop sharing. You can share your screen to me.
Okay. Let me do that now.
Yes, go right ahead.
Okay.
All right, we are looking at your screen.
Okay.
Ah! Well, that's a mess.
What happened?
No, I'm just looking at that noise. Look at all that noise.
Yeah, that's pre-filtered. So this is, hold on. This is pre-filtered.
Yeah.
This is after filtering. Same axis.
Much better.
So you notice that it basically mirrors the D term.
Yeah.
So like I'm looking at your pre-filtered data here for your roll. This is your roll axis, and it's all the way up there. So that's a really, really good sign. And then
the fact that this is pre-filter or post we're looking at right now.
This is post-filtering.
And we're not seeing a ton of noise. That means the filtering is effective.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's doing a great job. Do you have dynamic on?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
It's always on. Let me just confirm that. But dynamic is always on with 3.4 and 3.5. Yeah, it's on.
So and if we look at your D roll, so this is post-filtering gyro roll right here. And then let's look at post-filtering D roll. It's basically the same peaks.
Yeah.
The filter is doing the same thing, so, and that makes sense because one is set at 100, the other set at 300, and this was for that log. So here's your roll. So it basically is mirroring your D term, so we can pretty much match those guys together.
Now the fact that the gyro and the D term are kind of matching is suggesting that the D term is contributing mostly to the gyro noise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So we've adjusted the D term filters. Is there anything else we're going to want to do? Oh, I didn't save that. Let me put that how it was. Biquad 70 for low pass 1. Any other changes you want to make?
Can you share your screen?
Sure thing. All right, I'm sharing to you now.
A 70 and 200. You're at 16K too. All right, let's see how that flies.
Okay. I think I should have enough on this pack to fly it. How come you lowered low pass 1 but not low pass 2?
Well, I didn't want to make too many changes at once.
Okay. And low pass 1 is going to be sort of like the first line of defense.
Yeah, so low pass 2 is always going to follow low pass 1.
Yeah. All right. Let's see how much. What's my battery at? 15.8. Oh, that's plenty. Yeah. So far, I charged like 20 packs for this session. And then we're currently like 3/4 of the way through pack number 1, so yeah.
we got plenty of time.
We're doing good.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Let me get my stream going. There we go. Good.
And just tell me what you're thinking of this flight. Like, does it feel sharper? Does it feel like it has less prop? Just talk me through it.
We've hang on. Let me get my goggles on. We've lowered D gain. That shouldn't substantially affect stick feel. It may make the quad feel slightly sharper because D has kind of a dampening effect, although that's not entirely right.
Yeah.
And we filtered more, so it should feel just a little bit softer, I think. Less filtering tends to cause it. But the fact that if we have phased D with P, maybe that'll have some other effect. Let me get my goggles on here.
So do some real hard flips and rolls if you can, so we can look at D and P.
Why? Okay, that's weird. All right, I couldn't hear you there for a minute.
Okay, I was just saying, do some hard flips and rolls, like 4, and then really lay into the prop wash and see if you can make it oscillate.
Okay. Oh, 15.2 now. All right. Well, that's fine. Here we go. Some would argue the fact that the battery is different is also going to affect the tuning.
Yeah, a little bit.
You got a little shutter there. Did you see that? I don't know if you could.
It's hard to see it because it's lagging a little bit.
Yeah, a little shutter at the end of the... Just a little, little shudder. Yeah, we're getting just a little bounce now at the end of the flips and rolls. I don't know if you can see it.
A little bit. It's hard to see with it lagging so much. But I'm watching.
There it was. I can see it clearly in the goggles. I gotta land and put my battery, get a new battery. So I feel like the stick feel is fine. I don't feel like a substantial difference. I didn't do any prop wash, but I gotta get a new battery. Definitely got a little bit more bounce at the end of flips and rolls after these changes. Just a
check
tiny,
your motor temps.
Yeah, let me check that. Just a tiny one, but it's there. A little shudder. I would say. Sorry, go ahead.
Your motor temps.
They're surprisingly warm for like 16 D gain or whatever. They shouldn't be this warm with such a low D gain. They're not distressingly hot, but they're warmer than I would normally expect for. Oh, I should unplug this. Warmer than I normally expect for such a low D gain. So.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I would say. And we've got this little bounce now. So what should we do? We lowered the D gain and then a bounce came in. That's kind of canonical, isn't it? That's what D does traditionally. Is fixes that.
Well, I wanted to lower it to see if your motors would cool down or if they would heat up. So let's look at your log and see how active P and D is.
Okay. We're going to download the log. Hello, Betaflight. Are you seeing my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Yeah. Let's see here. Chris, any questions or comments in the chat?
Yeah, lots of people talking about the 12-volt battery voltage issue.
Was I at 12 volts at one point?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's a little lower than ideal. That's a little lower than ideal.
Hey, sad.
Hey, what are you going to do? Let me fix my... Let me get that. I'm downloading that file for you, Don. You should get that in 1 second. You can look at it. Definitely, the changing battery voltage is going to affect the tune a little bit. I mean, we're still at the early rough stages of the tune, so dialing it in, but as we go to a full battery, we may see the quad fly differently. That's not too unexpected.
No. This is going to be 5 of 5, right?
Yep, that is correct. I'm going to go fix my OSD real quick. I don't know why my OSD is... should be on NTSC. Yeah. Oh no, it should be on PAL. I just got to drag these things down. Holler at me when you're ready, Don.
Okay.
Oh, looks like this is a PAL camera. Alrighty. You want to share your screen, Don?
Yeah, just a second.
Okay. I'll stop sharing to you, and whenever you're ready, you can share to me.
Okay. Whoa, that was a big lightning strike.
Got to one question.
Oh my goodness.
Chris, go ahead.
Earlier from Alan, and he was saying he's said,
go ahead, Chris.
He says, sorry, I'm reading the question ahead of time. Between 3.4, basically there's a difference between 3.4 and 3.5, and he says nothing's different, but his motors are much warmer in stock settings. Should he adjust PIDs or filters?
I think if you have warmer motors, I would be adjusting filters first. Don, if a guy has hotter motors on 3.5 than 3.4, what do you think he should do? Adjust
hotter
PIDs?
motors on 3.5 than 3.4?
Correct. Think you should adjust PIDs? Filters?
Well, he needs to look at his noise. I don't know. It's hard to say. Each quad is different, but if he's just running the stock PIDs like 24 and 25 of D, I would first try and lower D term, and then maybe increase the filtering on D. You can
by
also
reducing the cutoff.
Yes, reducing the cutoff. I heard of some people reducing I think it's the Q value for the dynamic filter. So lowering that makes it a steeper cutoff, I suppose. So he could try either lowering the Q value, or filtering his D term.
Yeah, lower the cutoff and go to biquad for the D term.
Yeah.
For the D term filter, or lower the D gain.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you think that looking at the black box is the right way to decide which of those to do. But if you don't have black box or you don't want to look at black box, which one? I mean, you could just try one or the other and see which makes it fly better.
Yeah, it's really hard to actually make the right assumption unless you have black box, because the data doesn't lie. But if you make recommendations, it's kind of hard to see it without the actual data to back it up to make that decision.
Sure. Can we look at this log, and can we look and see the bounce back that I was seeing at the end of the flips and rolls?
Yeah, do you want me to share my screen?
Sure, yeah, sure. I think you are.
Oh, I am.
Yep.
Already.
Yeah, let's go ahead and look at the gyro and the P term, and we'll see that bounce back. We should be able to see it pretty clearly in the gyro trace, I hope.
Yeah, so I just wanted to clearly show the roll axis on the gyro. You can tell that's pre-data.
That's pre-filter.
Yeah, this is post-filtering, and you can see it's all the way up, and it's actually significantly less than it was before.
Well, I mean,
so on the last...
We would hope so, because we filtered it more, so we would hope to see less noise.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, no, I keep clicking on the... Hold on. Okay. D-roll. Oh. Well, that's a big difference. Let's look at your D pitch. Roll pitch. Okay.
Talk us through what you're seeing here.
Well, I'm just looking at the difference because I remember what the last logs looked like, and you had a big peak around here, around 605, and I noticed that that's gone. But you also have a lot more noise around. So if I zoom out, you can see right at 100 hertz. See all this noise here. So I'm just looking at the difference in the noise profile for right now, but now I'm going to P and D.
Okay.
So this top line right here, this top line is your pitch, P and D. This is your roll, P and D.
Yep. Let's find one of those flips or rolls and see what they do. So here comes something. It's a roll. Now, in addition to the crickets, you can also hear a dog in the background. So, welcome to my life.
So, let's find a really prominent hit angle maneuver. Well, for instance, it looks like
this is just a turn.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the peaks of D and P right now.
It does look like they're more in sync, doesn't it?
It does. It
Like
does. It almost looks like D term is it's too much filtered.
Yeah. So
like
what
it too much.
Hold still 1 second. What
Yeah.
in case anybody in the stream isn't as up on Blackbox as you are, here's the P and here's the D. These are the two lines. And before we were seeing the D peak to the left of the P, which means it was peaking first. And now that we've added some filtering to D, now they are peaking together. And maybe D is even a little bit later. You can see here, P peaks here, D peaks there. So maybe we've gone a little too far with the filtering.
Yeah, I think we have. Let me just look at a few more peaks here.
Sure thing.
Right here. Here we go. So you see the peaks, how they're almost like mirrored on top of each other?
Yeah.
Like right here and right here.
And I am seeing a couple times where the yellow line, which is P... the D line is a little bit pretty consistently late.
Yeah,
they're pretty
it's almost
close.
like we added too much filtering, so we might
Yeah.
just bring that cutoff back up again.
Now we had warm motors though, so is there some concern that if we filter less to phase them better, that we'll also get hotter motors though?
Well, we filtered more this time, and you got hotter motors. But
seemed that
when
way.
you were filtering less previous, they weren't as warm as they were before, right?
I think so because I've test flown this and didn't get hot motors, but I wouldn't. I'm not sure about that.
Okay. Well, you know what? So let's go back to your screen.
Okay.
Just a moment. Let me look at this a little further.
Okay. Can we see that bounce at the end of the flips and rolls? Can we find that?
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
Okay. Yeah, there's
Here,
one. There's a what is that? A roll.
Yeah.
If we look at the gyro line, you're looking at P and D. Where's the gyro? Can we see the bounce in the gyro? That's gyro roll. It doesn't look too bad. I don't really see any bounce there as the stick returns to center. I guess I maybe didn't return the stick cleanly to center on this one.
Well, you're still not at center here.
Oh, I see. We're just going into the move. Okay, keep going. Now I'm still... Oh, see. I didn't snap back to center here. Find one where I snap back to center.
Right there?
Well, maybe. Yeah, go ahead. I don't see any overshoot, though, or ringing.
No, I don't either.
So
I don't either.
Yeah,
it looks really good, actually.
Move to the right slightly. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
So, you guys, if we look at the gyro here, the red line, can you highlight the gyro roll, Dan? This is the gyro on the roll axis, and we can see that as I recenter the stick, the gyro comes cleanly back to 0, which is stop. We don't see any overshoot or any sort of undershoot and ringing. Maybe, you know what it might be, is it might be the camera vibrating slightly. The camera's on a 3D printed... Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure I saw it. Anyway.
Oh, so you're having a little shudder.
I remember that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dan.
Me?
Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
Oh, it's Don.
Don. I'm sorry, Don.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Don.
So, you said you were having a little bit of shudder.
It looked to me like there was just the tiniest bit of bounce. I called it a shudder at the very end of sharp flips and rolls. Just a little bit of bounce back. And this is unfortunately a limitation of the screen capture device. It's just, especially with the delay and the frame rate, you guys maybe can't see it. But I feel like it was there. My gut feeling would be to raise the D gain on those axes back up a little bit.
Yeah, we can do that too. Yeah, so let's go back to your screen.
Okay, I will share with you. I'm sharing with you, and we are back in Betaflight Configurator. We'll go to the PID Tuning tab, and you want to change the filter settings to filter less. So should we take the D term low pass up from 70 to...
Let's do 90.
You think 90? Okay. It was at 100.
Yeah,
but
it was. We can go up to 100 if you'd like.
Well, we also went to biquad though, so actually the numbers don't really compare. So we're going to raise that and see if that helps the P and the D be peaking at the same time, be more in phase. And we're going to go and change the derivative. I feel like we should bump these up slightly. Like
Let's go to 20.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
then 21 on pitch. Yeah. Yeah.
And that'll help get rid of some of that bounce at the end of the flips and rolls.
Yeah, scroll down for a second.
Sure thing. What do you want to see?
Just what kind of PID controller settings you have. Okay. Throttle boost. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. All right.
Let's try that, and then we haven't really touched our P's or our I's since the beginning. Did the P's seem right in the last log, or do we?
Yeah, they did actually. They did seem right.
They look about right. All right, let's go ahead. I'll make sure I save this. We got a fresh battery.
Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
I take that back. Let's lower key on pitch and roll by 1 point.
These are some mighty fine adjustments. I'm used to going in like steps of 3 to 5, you know, and just kind of roughing it in and then sort of fine-tuning it. But I'm making very, very fine changes. I guess that's because I'm looking at the black box.
Yeah, let's also change your yaw down to 60. Because your P-term noise, it can also create noise.
Yeah,
know?
Especially on the yaw axis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
tuning.
especially.
And you want to take yaw down to 60. It looks a little too active. Okay.
Take it down to 60.
Okay. Here we go. Yeah, that's on. And we'll plug in here. Okay. And my goggles.
So, I can't see your...
Yeah.
feed. Okay.
I haven't got there yet. Hold on.
Okay.
There we go. And here we go. There you go. So now the stream should be seeing the copter, and Don, you should be seeing it.
Yep.
And I'm going to put my goggles on. Hold on 1 second.
Yep, you're good.
Oh, that's not good. It's not good. I don't know why it's doing that. And there you go. And we'll get the headset back on. There we go. I'm back with you. So my goggles are doing something weird where the screens don't turn on at first. So that's a little...
Is the battery pack thing there?
I don't know. No, the goggle is on, the module is on, just the screens aren't on. Anyway, let's go fly. Oh yeah, full battery. Love it. So let's do some flips and rolls.
Yeah, real hard.
Hello, tree.
Josh, before we go, we want to plug Don's YouTube if he has one as well.
Don, you got a YouTube? You got
I
anything
do.
you want to plug? There's a big bounce
I don't.
there.
I don't. What was that?
Go ahead.
I was just saying I don't make a whole lot of videos on my YouTube, so I don't got nothing special up there.
Yeah, okay. Anything you want to plug while you're here?
Nope, just trying to help people PID tune.
It feels like there's just a little bit of a... Can you see that at all?
Yeah, I can. It doesn't look like a shutter, but more of a slow, like, little bit of a bounce.
It's hard to get it to come out, but it's definitely...
Okay.
There it was. It's big on pitch. Did you see that?
I did a little bit.
It's big on pitch.
Okay, do some prop wash,
Okay.
like, real hard.
Oh, that was a big prop wash. Hello, trees.
Whoa, that thing is really light.
That was a big one.
Yeah, definitely got some prop wash out of it.
Yeah.
I just finished killing the battery.
Okay, cool.
Give it that.
I don't want to crash it because then I'll have to go pick it up and that'll suck for everybody. So that seems like a good end of the battery.
Okay.
So what did you think of that bounce back that we were seeing, especially on pitch?
Yeah, I saw the bounce back. Check your motor temp.
For sure. Let me jump up and get that before they have a chance to cool down. I have to get over there. Hold on. Alright, I would say the motors are slightly cooler. I would say they're slightly cooler, maybe. I mean, I was hitting that a lot harder.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that's the point. We really want to get into it.
I think they're a little cooler. I think we cooled them down. Yeah. Okay. So let's get the black box and let's see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a minute. I'm gonna step out and go to the restroom real quick. I'll be back.
Okay. Well, all right, if you must.
I'll be back. Hold on.
Okay. Now I will go ahead and pull this down, and then I'll run in and grab a drink as well, and get something to. It's so hot out here. I wish we could fly from inside the house. Wouldn't that be nice?
You should mount an omnidirectional up on a big pole. Put it up
I
in your house.
have thought about doing that. I really have. I swear to God. It's just, it's just not worth it, you know? It'd be so much work.
Right now.
Maybe. Then my dogs would just be bothering me. Alright guys, we're going to take just a brief break. Well, I guess I'll run and use the restroom too. We'll just take like a 2-minute break, so just take it easy. Chris is going to sing to you with some little on-hold music. See you in a minute.
I'm going to take a little break too. I'll be back.
Okay, I'm back.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Here I am.
Yep.
I'm back. I've got a soda. The middle of the live stream. We've been going for 2 hours now. Is this about how long it usually takes you, or does it usually go faster than this?
For PID tuning?
Yeah.
Well, it usually goes about 2 hours.
Yeah, about 2 hours for one quad.
We're having issues because we got a lot of low frequency noise, and we're setting a high gyro speed and a high PID loop speed. So I don't know, I'm a firm believer in capacitors. And for instance, I'll just show you one of my broken quads. I don't think you can see this.
We can't see you, but I don't think your camera's actually on.
Oh, it's not?
No. I think it's off because I'm worried about my bandwidth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's okay.
So you know what? Let me just.
So we're not going to add capacitors in the middle of the live stream.
Yeah.
But
No, totally not. No,
Yeah.
I was just making a statement. So I have your second log here.
Yeah. And while you're doing that, I am just curious because I want to go over to the RedCat site, and I'm going to need to share my desktop. Sorry, guys. Hang on. Desktop. There we go. I'm going to run over to the RedCat site, and I am going to upload our last flight log. And actually, I should just upload them all. So that was log. What was that log? Live stream test flight 1. Can I see the actual live stream test flight 6? I'd like to be able to see the actual file name. Live stream test flight 6. Yeah. Hey, RedCat. Can I see the actual file name? I mean, I guess that's pointless. They're all just going to be named log 001 006. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. I guess I see the logic. At this exact moment, though, it'd be nice to know the actual. See, I've got test flight 1 uploaded, but I'm not sure if that's log 02 or 001. So let that finish analyzing, and then let's go to the analyzer, because I want to just take a brief look at the Plasmatree response graph and see how our response looks. Now are you seeing this,
Yep.
Don?
Yep, I'm looking at.
Here's the response graph from our very last one. Chris, you got something?
No, brother, I just got back from grabbing a drink. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were laughing at something in the. I was like, oh man, there's a joke in the chat. I don't want to miss it. All right, hang on. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I have a cold right now, so I'm a little bit sniffly. I appreciate you bearing with me. Okay, so here's the response graph for the last tune we did.
Yep. It looks like the roll peak's a little bit too high.
I mean, I agree. If we just look at this, looking at the response here, we got this big ringing here. We normally kind of want to see maybe a little overshoot and then get right back on the 0 line. And if you guys on the live stream are not sure about Plasmatree, I have a video I made talking about how to interpret Plasmatree. I have like a 2-hour live stream I did going through some Plasmatree with some folks, with a Steve Smaslish, one of my patrons, and you can also go check out the YouTube channel UAV Tech. UAV Tech is Mark Spatz, and he is an incredible resource for stuff to do with tuning and filtering in specific. But
that guy is amazing.
He's amazing. He's like, if I had been me 2 years ago today, then I would have been Mark Spatz.
I learned so much from his videos.
2 years ago, a lot of this stuff didn't exist. And I was like, let's learn everything there is to know. And now I'm just like, yeah, I don't know if I want to learn everything there is to know. So I'll just let he's killing it. But
he's super killing it.
He is. This is basically what the response is on this axis. And we can see that this axis is tending to overshoot and ring. We really would like to see this just come up and have a flat line. So roll P is definitely looking, either that or we need to raise roll D, which would help damp some of that out. But I don't know. What do you think?
I think we should lower your roll P, and the reason I say that is if you're looking at the new graph.
The new graph? What do you mean, the new graph?
Yeah, in Blackbox. Sent me the log 06 or something.
Yeah, okay. Let's look at that on your screen. So you share your screen, and I'll go over to Skype, and everybody can see what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yep, I am waiting.
Yeah,
Here it comes. I got it.
So I noticed right off the bat, I went to go click on your gyro roll.
Okay.
And we lowered it at one point, and you can tell, you can see how much, like right here especially, right at 100 hertz, you see how much less noise is actually prominent around this area. So
your screen just caught up. Show us again.
Okay, right here. Right here.
Right around 100 hertz, yeah.
Remember the last log, we could probably pull it up. The log 05, right? Right here.
Yep.
It's low. Just a second.
Hold on. My dog is whining. Now I think he maybe has to go to the bathroom and isn't just whining to come out. So I'm going to let my dog out. Hold on. Keep talking.
Okay.
Hey, stop. Quick. Sit.
Hey, Josh.
Come on.
Oh, he's
Sit.
going.
Both dogs. Both. No.
That's
Both
noisy
dogs.
here.
Sit. Okay.
I'll let him know the suggestion.
Okay.
Let's go
See you
back
guys.
to 6.
Soft targets on the field. Okay, continue.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah, Chris. Oh, sorry, Don. Hold
Helio,
on. Chris, go ahead.
Helio wants to let you know to lower I on pitch 1 or 2 points.
Was that based on the Plasmatree, Chris?
I think so. They made this suggestion.
Who made that suggestion? Helio?
Helio, yeah.
Helio is suggesting lowering I on pitch 1 or 2 points. I'd be curious to hear more about that, if they have anything to add about why they're seeing that. Yeah, so one of the challenges with these live streams and with these tutorials is it's easy for an expert to look at this and go, I think we need to lower I. But the goal should be to translate that into something that a person who's learning can recognize and then have an action item. And it's super hard, but go ahead.
I think they're actually correct on that.
What are you seeing on pitch that makes you think I needs to come down?
Well, I'm just thinking right now, and I remember you saying that there was a sharp bounce back. So maybe, or not sharp, but just a shutter or bounce back. And I'm thinking if we can lower pitch I, maybe the I term relaxation will do a better job at stopping the accumulation.
Yeah, shouldn't I term relax protect from that? Mamba. Come here, Mamba. Hi.
Yeah,
Wanna be
it
on the
should.
internet? Come here. Look, dogs. Everybody loves pets. Yay! This live stream just got 10 times more popular. Yay! Okay, that's it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah. No, I just lost my train of thought. So the I term relaxation will probably do a better job if your I term on pitch is a little bit lower, because I don't think you need a 5-point spread between roll I and pitch I, especially on the copter.
Okay.
So I actually do agree with them on. I do think you need to lower your roll P.
Okay, so pitch I is coming down like 2 points. Now
Yeah.
You're taking that from the Plasmatree or from the Blackbox? Done.
Well, Helio had made a comment that they need to lower, or you need to lower your I term, and I was just sort of agreeing with it because of the I term relax.
Lower roll P as well, right?
Yeah, because according to your PID analyzer thing that you pulled up,
yeah,
it's it's overshooting, undershooting, overshooting,
yeah,
and then it returns to the set point, so it's a little bit high.
Yeah.
So let's do
roll P from 47 down to. It seems like it's got a fair amount of overshoot. I think it should come down a pretty big whack.
So let's go to 43.
Okay. And it's interesting, Don, you were saying earlier, looking at Blackbox and kind of having a sense of how active it is. But I almost think Plasmatree's response graph is a way better tool for just analyzing how active the P term is.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really good.
Yeah, it is.
Especially for a beginner who maybe can't just look at that line and go, it looks a little active.
Yeah.
Our noise performance is pretty good. This noise cloud on the roll axis is really pretty tight and small.
So I can't see your screen. I don't know if you want to share with me.
Oh, you're sharing your screen with me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me share with you. Share screen. There you go. So now you can see my screen. The noise cloud is pretty small on roll.
Yeah.
On pitch, it's a lot bigger. We've got a lot more noise on pitch. Is there something we could do to clean that up?
Yeah. Yeah. And yaw too.
Yaw is pretty. This cloud around the line. We really want to see something more like this with a much tighter line in Plasmatree.
Yeah. Let me look at your pitch diagram.
Okay.
Screen.
Sure. So we've got P gain on roll has come down. We've lowered I gain on pitch just a little. Maybe that'll help with the bounce. Now we raised D back up to try to help with the bounce. Lowering P on roll, that may help soften the bounce a little. Depends on the cause. For pitch, yeah.
I wonder if we lowered the second stage from 300 to 200.
What do you think that's gonna do?
Well, it's gonna phase it more, but you said it was noisy on pitch.
Yeah, how did the change we made to the filter affect the phasing of P and D? You don't have to show it, but just tell me.
Well, it actually phased them real nice. Phased them real nice. Like the peaks are together now, which is something, when you have the right filtering where those peaks are on top of each other, where you want to stay. So it's hard to really make right adjustment on filtering. You're going to change the phase delay too. So
yeah,
I wonder if
but changing the gyro low pass will not affect the phasing of P and D, because the gyro low pass affects P and D equally, right? It's only changing the D term low pass that affects the phasing of P and D.
Yeah, so what if we did... What if we just changed... Let's change the first to bike.
Sorry, you're dropping out there. Say it again.
I was saying, what if we change the first filter type on gyro low pass? What if we just change that to biquad and just attenuated it more?
Wow. This is blowing my mind. I mean, the first thing we used to do to make the filters better was go from biquad to PT1. So the fact that we're going the other way.
A lot of it is just, trial and error, looking at Blackbox and seeing what. But you have a lot of noise on your pitch, and most of the noise that I'm looking at is below 200 hertz. It starts to peak up around 100 and even pick up even higher than that, around 40.
Yeah.
So
we should be able to.
If at 100, we could filter more of it right off the bat.
We should be able to see that here in the RedCat noise, which is Plasmatree, but RedCat Plasmatree.
Yeah.
We can see the noise on each of the 3 axes where it's sort of peaking. Now this is post-filtering noise, and we can't see the peak here, which is the motors, roughly, which is around 300 hertz, which is roughly what you want to see. We've got notches here, and yeah, I do see that, well, the yaw axis and the yaw roll. Why does it say yaw, roll, and yaw?
I don't know.
Oh, it looks like the yaw graph is shown up twice. That's got to be a Plasmatree bug. Oops.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look, it's the same here. Yaw, roll, yaw. Oops. This is a Plasmatree bug, presumably. Well, anyway, that's too bad.
I wonder if we might be able to get away with maybe turning off the dynamic notch and possibly put in each notch at around 100. Maybe.
I'm really hesitant to turn the dynamic notch off because one of the things the dynamic notch does that nobody else does is it's calculated separately on each of the 3 axes.
Yeah.
And it also gives you so much protection against bent props. And I would never, especially because this tune is ultimately going to be put on the Copus the world over.
Yeah.
I would never put your average pilot into a quad without dynamic notch on. Because then, oops, they're going to smoke a motor as soon as they break a prop, and then they're going to be mad at me.
Yeah.
So we'll go to biquad, and we'll see if that cleans it up a little. Any other changes you think we should make?
Yeah, go back to your PIDs and let's see what they are.
So hang on, let's make sure that's saved. Okay. PIDs.
According to the Plasmatree analyzer, did it look like pitch P was sharp enough?
Well, pitch P definitely has a bounce, but it's not a hugely sharp bounce. Like if I look at
rolls a lot higher.
How tall it gets and how fast it gets back to 0. So this doesn't, to me, feel like excess P gain. Although the fact that it has a strong bounce and then the other way and then it settles, that feels like it's about right, though. To me, pitch P feels like it's about right.
Okay. But isn't it supposed to return to 1?
Yep. It never does it? Oh, that's interesting. You're right. Because
it is. See how it overshoots, undershoots, overshoots, comes back to 1?
But pitch never does.
No, it doesn't.
What do you think we need to do about that? Oh, sorry. Hang on. No, the same bug is getting us. Look, this is yaw. This is the same bug. That's
so it looks exactly the same as the other one.
Yeah,
okay.
That's not pitch. That's yaw. For yaw, I think we would raise eye gain. And in fact, the devs have suggested raising yaw eye gain to like 120.
With 120, huh?
Yeah, like a ridiculously high value. Combined with iTerm relax and feed forward, the devs have suggested raising yaw eye gain through the roof. So what if we try raising yaw eye gain through the roof and see what that does?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I've done that before, but we can try that.
Well, maybe not 120.
That's
screw it.
high.
Screw it. That's quite high. We were at like in the 40s, 60s. Let's take it to 80.
Okay,
let's see what that does. All right, and let's put it up and let's see how it flies.
Okay.
All right. Let's save.
Well, wait.
Oh yeah, what? What?
Is that 18 or 48?
48.
Oh, it looks like a 1 to me. Okay. Man, I need my glasses.
Pitch P is 48.
Okay, I see it now. Yeah. Okay, good. Let's fly that.
Okay, let's do it. I'm gonna go back. All right, hang on. There we go. Hang on. You guys get to look at the green screen of death until I plug another battery in. Alright, I'm going to put my dogs in too, because nothing would be worse than hitting my dog with a quadcopter on a live stream. That would just be bad. So hang on, let me put my dogs in. Come on, dogs. Sit. Good boy. Chopper. Chopper. Okay. Yeah, you too. No. Sit. Come on. There you go. Okay. Alright. Okay. The dogs have to sit before they go in. Sometimes that can take a while, but today it was alright. Depends on, one of them does it instantly. The other one seems a little unclear on concept and he just stares at you. It's like, I know you want to go in. I think he's a little resentful. Anyway. Here we go. Hey Chris, how many have we got in the live stream?
290.
Yeah, I'm interested to know how many's there.
At one point it was up to 400.
Yeah, this is not the... Wow, that's weird. Is this going to keep doing that? Yeah, it is. Okay, let's hang on. Yeah, this is a little bit of an esoteric live stream, to be honest.
Yeah.
I can fix that. It got up to 400, and then they were like, okay, that's weird. Hang on.
Yeah, you got some rolling video.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty weird. Hang on, let me...
Doing it in the goggles as well?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. I would be really surprised, but that's a good thing to check.
How's it doing that?
Yeah, hold on. I'm checking the goggles. No, it's the video capture or the clear view. It's not happy. Let me power cycle the clear view. Come on. Nope. Wow. Alright, well that's, it's not doing it in the goggles. Let me power cycle the video capture card.
Okay.
It is getting pretty warm, but, you know, I don't know. Should be okay. Hang on. It's coming back. Oh! Problem solved.
Oh, and it's color. Look at that.
Well, it has been color, I think.
No, it's been black and white for me the whole time.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations. Now it's in color. Hang on, let me get my goggles on.
You got a green and a blue prop.
Alrighty. Here we are. Here we go. Wow, I think the yaw axis feels way better.
Yeah. So you have
For a recap,
little bobble,
real quick,
huh?
What changes
Little
did
dip.
you make to the yaw axis?
We raised I much higher on yaw, but yeah, look at this. Oh, look at that snap there. That's just the throttle punching there. That's bad.
Yeah.
Now I gotta tell you, on Betaflight defaults, the nose was rock solid on throttle moves. That's a definite... Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah, it is.
That's
I see that.
Terrible. Let's see how it feels, though. In the turns, it feels...
I wonder if we can apply that same principle.
What's that? Same what?
I said, I wonder if we can apply that same principle to pitch by lowering D and raising I term.
It seems like the bounce is gone. No.
Still there?
Yeah, I don't think so. No, it seems better. Nah, a little bit of a bounce there. I gotta tell you, I think I noticed that on defaults too, though. The bounce. I actually think it's better. I think it's. Did you see it? I think it's
the
better.
bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's better. Now, the other thing though, that's pretty smooth, but as I lower the throttle, we just get a little dip there, which I would expect anti-gravity to fix. Or air mode.
Yeah.
It's... Oh, do you hear that oscillation there?
A little bit.
We're getting a higher frequency oscillation.
I'll tell you what, Josh.
You're logging,
really
right?
Bothering me. I want to go fly.
What's making you want to go fly, Chris?
I gotta go fly.
I'm seeing some noise, some dark streaks on the screen, which are also noise. I feel like we're going to find that the motors are hotter.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
This seems like it's a noisier quad. Ah, don't crash there. Don't crash there. Let's check the motors.
You definitely gave it a good
All
run.
right. High CPU usage detected. I may experience some performance issues with my stream. I don't know why the CPU usage is high. Oh, it's because I'm using this capture card. Let's go back to the desktop. There we go. Oh, whoops, not that. Here, go here. So the motors are... They're okay. They're not hotter.
Okay.
But I definitely don't feel like we're...
Making any progress?
I feel like we've introduced some negative behaviors, because I know the nose was rock solid. It was rock solid when I was punching the throttle before. In fact, I was super impressed with it. And the little bounce at the end of the flips especially, that's an issue that was there before that may be inherent to the quad. But I don't think we've made it better.
Yeah.
I don't know. The motors are warm. I wonder if we should just go to 8K and ditch 32K.
I was kind of thinking that, actually. I didn't really want to mention it too quick off the bat, but if we can sample less,
yeah,
maybe put. I wonder if we lower D term on pitch and raise the I term, right? I wonder if
lower
that
D
help
even
with the
further,
back.
huh? Yeah, we're still getting hot motors though, and I was hearing some trilling oscillation in the corner that says that we're having noise or D term issues. So here's what we're going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. Hang on. Let's try something radical. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off gyro 32K sampling. We're going to go to 8K. Save that. And I'm going to go to PID tuning. And I'm going to go to profile 2. Which should put us totally
just these are stock PIDs, yeah? Except for the filters?
Stock PIDs. And the filters have... No. The filters are the same. So I think, yeah. No, there we go. PT1, 100, 300, PT1, 100, 200.
This is all stock, yep.
Now we're going to just go to defaults and we're going to fly one more time.
Okay. Hey, will you send me that log that you just had?
Yes. Yeah, let me grab that for you. Because... it's so easy to get into a mode where you're just chasing your tail, which is the best kind of live stream. But like I said, this live stream is as much. I mean, this is a very nerdy live stream. It's not tailored towards high stimulation. Thank you, Chris, for sitting through it with us. How's the chat doing, Chris? Are they all asleep?
No, it's actually quite active.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What are you seeing? Any comments? Any suggestions?
Let's see here. So, just people saying changing a lot of things at once, maybe introducing too much or that kind of thing.
Yeah. Don, what do you think about the accusation that you're changing too many things at once? That you need to be changing one thing at a time?
That might be true, yeah. But I
was-
wanted to make a significant difference so that we could see something in the log. But it's always good to know that if we make too many changes, we got to be able to recognize it and go back.
I was hoping you would defend yourself and say something like, well,
No, I mean,
as an expert, I feel like I can, I changed one axis and then the other, and I didn't expect you to just be like, well, no, they could be right.
well, I'm no expert. I've just been PID tuning a long time, and there's a lot of people that are better than I am.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't mean it like that. I guess what I like sometimes when I'm tuning, I'll change the pitch and the roll axis at the same time, and I'm just like, I am reasonably confident that what I'm changing is not interdependent. So although I'm changing two variables, I'm actually only changing one variable because they're not actually dependent on each other.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. All right, here we go.
So this is just totally default.
Stock default, completely, and the only thing I've changed is I've gone to 8K. So I've turned off 32K sampling. There we go. Let me get my goggles on.
And dropped to 8K on the selection.
Why is your RSSI 19?
I don't know the answer to that. I don't know why my RSSI is 19. Let's not think too much about that. If I take off and I crash, I think it's because my RSSI is not working.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's see how the defaults fly on 8K sampling. I definitely feel like the yaw axis I feel like I can definitely notice the yaw axis is like looser. The whole quad feels softer, for sure.
Okay.
I think that's because we didn't change the feed forward.
Oh, yeah. Your dip is a little bit softer. It's
Let me
still
do
there,
some throttle
soft.
jams. Hang on. Now, I think that was me. Let me do some throttle jams. Oh, it's still there. No, look at that. It's still there. Did you see it?
I saw it.
Yeah, it's really... I just am so surprised at how sharp it is. And we're using the smooth anti-gravity. So... How about turns? How about prop wash? Smooth. Oh, hello. Pretty smooth. Little bit of kind of skiddiness, but overall reasonably smooth. Not that trilling oscillation that tells you you've got too much D-gain.
So definitely because you lower the gyro and PID loop, it's flying better than when you had it on default and a higher PID loop and gyro.
Yeah, but did you see that? Hang on, Chris. There was a big bounce there. Yeah, we're still getting that bounce. Okay, go ahead, Chris. What was your question?
I was wondering if you could explain what you meant by trilling oscillation. I would assume it's different than ringing.
Yeah, so it's almost like an overtone. So the D-term oscillation can be a higher frequency and can almost create like an overtone with the prop wash, where you kind of get I call it a trilling oscillation. If you want to, you can check out my playlist, PID Tuning Masterclass, where I take the D-gain down and up from low to high, and you can hear it. It's a very distinctive kind of oscillation, and it's always caused by the D-term. So,
it almost sounds like a warbling.
A warbling is another way I put it, absolutely. It's kind of, I can't even do it with my tongue, but it's like a, I can't do it. I can't do it. Kind of like that.
Yeah,
and you'll hear the prop wash, because the prop wash oscillation is going whoop, 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 whoop.
That's it right there.
That's the prop wash. That's the P term going whoop, 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 whoop. But then kind of on top of it will be like a which is the D term. And
you made a good point a couple videos ago, actually a lot of videos ago. You said that the P term, when it's too high, it sounds like kind of like noisy crickets, right?
Well, that's the D term. The cricket oscillation is another way of describing the D term. To me anyway.
Okay.
All right. So
So let's look at the log between the one that you just sent
Absolutely.
me and
Yeah.
the one that you have now.
Yeah. I feel like. Well, let me get the quad. Then I'll say what I'm thinking.
Okay. I don't know about you guys, but this is fun to me. I hope you guys are having fun.
What'd you say there?
I was just saying, I don't know about you guys, but I hope you guys are having fun because I am.
This is our idea.
I like
of a
these
fun
little
weekend.
nerdy geek sessions. You know,
Yep.
whether we're getting somewhere or not, it's always fun to collaborate.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The motors are a little bit cooler on this one.
Okay.
Little bit cooler, as you would expect from 8K. I don't
Yeah.
feel like 8K radically changed the handling one way or the other.
No,
to be
you just said
honest.
that it felt a little bit looser, right? But the motors are a lot cooler too.
That was the feed forward, though. I guarantee you that's
Okay.
because the feed forward's down at 60. So that's the
Okay.
one thing that I really clearly could feel is that the feed forward being lower made the quad feel a little bit looser.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the eye gain on yaw definitely made a difference. Let me check the PID tuning. Hang on, I should share my desktop here. Hold on. Desktop. There we go. Yeah, so feed forward of 60. So I'm going to just bump that back up to 100, which I definitely like. I mean, I'm 100% sure I like that feeling. And you guys out there, anyone who's still watching the live stream, if you are not sure about this, there's really not a lot of danger in playing with feed forward. So take feed forward and like take it from the default of 60 up to like 200. What does it go to?
Yeah.
What's the max?
I don't know, but at 200, it's gonna feel really nervous and really sharp.
Go fly the quad with a feed forward of 200, and you'll go, oh, what the heck is that? And then take it back down to 60 and fly it, and you'll immediately know what we mean when we talk about feed forward. And then it's actually really kind of easy to like, if you're playing with the P or the D gain, sometimes you're like, I don't know, am I doing the right thing? But with feed forward, it's totally subjective, and you can really clearly feel the difference, and so it's really pretty easy to dial it in for approximately the kind of feel that you like, sharper versus smoother. And you may think, hang on, I'm sorry guys. Okay. You may think, well, of course I want feed forward to be very high because I want a really sharp feeling quad, very responsive. But again, it can feel nervous, and like if you're a freestyle pilot, you may want a smoother feeling quad to help you not see every little twitch of the fingers in the camera.
Yeah, I wonder if you should raise your integral on yaw.
I may do that as well. Let me go ahead and get you these files.
Okay. So it's going to be 7 and 8, right?
Yep, that is correct.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and move those over for you. Oh, I've already got 7 moved over. Let me just move over 8.
You're getting sick?
I am in like the middle of a cold. I hope I'm on the upside of getting better, but I'm just sick today. Yeah,
That's a bum.
it is. I mean, at the end of the day, I almost never when I'm sick just lay in bed. That's not my temperament. Like yesterday, I was sick and I mowed the lawn and I trimmed I edged around the property with a trimmer, and then I
You
went
ate
in.
some tomatoes.
That's true. Okay, I've uploaded log 8. I'm going to pull it up over in RedCat. I'm going to upload this, and let's push log 8 up. Corresponding drone is... Oh, what is this? Why have I got 2 of these? I shouldn't have 2 copuses. That seems like it might be a bug. That's what you get for putting pre-release software up on a live stream. Sorry, guys. Hey, I found a bug.
I think we found a few bugs.
Well, I think that they've just got this software on an older version. Yeah. So this... Hang on, let me go to the flight logs. Live stream test flight 8. Let me go to the analyzer, make sure I'm looking at... How do I know which one I'm looking at? How do I know which log I'm looking at? How do I... Hey,
that looks exactly like it was before.
Oh, oops. Hey, so whoever is in... oh, there, now it's been processed. If anyone from RedCat is still in the chat, how do I know which log I'm actually looking at? I might not even have been looking at the right one. Oops. Let's see. View more info? I bet that's it. I may not even have been looking at the right one. Well, there you go. I mean, even if I was looking at the wrong log, still, the flight characteristics, I think what we're running into is that there's something mechanical about this quad. This bounce back that we've got, it's something mechanical about the quad that we're having to work around. And it's always a challenge when you've got a quad like this to try to fix a problem like this. You get some quads and you build them and they're just perfect from day one. And
Well,
other ones...
it might not necessarily be something mechanical. It could just be that your ESCs are noisy. Because I have that ESC and I've seen the log on my particular build, and it's a noisy ESC. It really is.
You think it
Josh,
really... Yeah, Chris.
Oh, sorry
Go
to
ahead.
interrupt.
Go ahead.
Before you go, too, you probably want to give a check your super chat, or I can give them shouts out if you want. You had a couple people donate. I know RDFPV was one, and then there was another gentleman that didn't log his name, but he
I am not.
donated as well. So.
I have not been looking at the super chats. I confess. Is it?
Just
Where is
a couple. Just a couple. So
Yeah.
There's a lot of people.
You know.
There's a lot of. Yeah, we got a lot. Where's the super chats? Where's my super chats? There we go. Open in a new window. Let's check these super chats. I'm a terrible streamer. This was not really intended
your
as
screen
a.
sharing, possibly too.
I know. Yeah. Well, I got 400 HUF. I don't know what an HUF is, but I feel like 400 of them. I would
right?
like, oh my god, I made so much money. What's an HUF? Somebody convert 400 HUF
$12.84.
Thank you, RDFPV.
I don't know. It was a guess, actually.
Thank you,
by
guys.
the way.
I don't know what's going on here. It said, now we go to the analyzer, and it's just...
Yeah, Zoltan. There it is. Plus,
Yeah,
he had a
he's one of
kick-ass name.
He's one of my patrons. I recognize him. I don't know what's really going on here. Let me just... it's having trouble loading itself. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, there you go. Now the app has crashed. Sorry, guys.
Oh.
Let me see if I can go back far. No. Anyway. Alrighty. Well, RedCat Propware is got some very interesting ideas about what to do with your black box logs. They're going to put your black box logs on the blockchain so nobody can get at them except for you. And you might be thinking, why would anyone want to get at my black box logs? And hang on a second, let me go. There we go. And the answer to that is that, eventually, if you want to get insurance for your drone, you might need to, show people that you fly responsibly. And just like today, you could put a sensor in your car and get an insurance discount by showing that you drive safely. Well, RedCat is envisioning a world where, especially commercial drones, but maybe hobbyists too, need insurance and need to be able, and what they want is to be able to control access to your black box logs. So people hear about you're putting black box logs on the blockchain, and they say, well, why do I need to do that at all? Why don't I just keep my black box logs? And then no one can see them. And the problem with that is if you download your black box logs to your hard drive, and then later, you crash a drone, and the insurance company says, show us your black box logs, you're like, oh, well, here they are. Of course, they don't know if you've doctored them or changed them. So the idea is that by putting the black box logs up on a blockchain, there's a chain of custody that you can know that the black box logs have not been tampered with, that they're complete and correct. And because it's a blockchain, in the same way that if you have money on the blockchain, no one can take that money from you unless you give them your keys, which hopefully you'll never do, then you can put your black box logs on the blockchain and no one can tamper with them. And you know that only you can get them and only you can decide without a court order who has access to them. If that all sounds really weird and crazy, it did to me at first too, but then the CEO of the company took me out to Puerto Rico for a week of flying and drinking, and now it seems like a great idea. So,
Woo, yeah,
I would say this.
time.
Thank you. No, I would say this. In all seriousness, the benefit that RedCat seems to be offering today to hobbyists is that this website has the ability to store your black box logs and then let you very easily use Blackbox Viewer and Plasmatree to analyze those logs, and that, especially as they say they have plans to improve the functionality of those things and then contribute back. So it may become sort of a centralized hub for you to analyze and store your black box logs, which today, especially Plasmatree, is a real pain to get running. So as we saw, there's still a couple bugs to be worked out, and they're also, I think, one version behind, but yeah, when they go live, hopefully it'll all be wonderful and great. Anyway, there's your little RedCat plug. Donald, let me go
Yeah.
to you, and you
Okay.
presumably have been looking at the logs from our last flight. What do you? I'm stop sharing, and you can share your screen, and let's see what we've got to see.
Hold on, let me put the porn away.
Thank you. Good call. Good call. We're gonna see some 2507 motors. Ooh, open bottom. Oh no, Skype crashed. Well, hang on. Skype crashed. Hold on, guys. Yeah, I know. Here we go. Are you still in the... Chris, are you still there? Yeah, you are. Okay. There we go. Don.
Okay.
There
Yep.
you are. There you are, man.
Went offline for a quick second.
Yeah, well. Go ahead. Yeah, my Skype crashed, so sorry about that. Go ahead and share your screen and show us what you've got, either in Blackbox or whatever you've got.
Okay, I just got Blackbox pulled up, and can you see it?
Yep, I can.
Okay, so the noise profile post filtering looks exactly the same. There's a little bit more filtering going on, especially here on the roll axis.
Mm-hmm.
It looks different from the last log. Let's see what your pitch looks like. And it sure takes a long time to load.
Yeah, there's a lot of data points. So you're saying going to 8K doesn't seem to really have made much of a difference one day or another?
Not really. Not really. Let's look at your... let me just separate. Look at your pitch. Yeah, no, looks exactly, if not a little bit more.
Because we put the filters back. You know, we went to 8K, but we also put the filters back to PT1.
Yeah,
so,
raised
so
back up again.
It's not really an apples-to-apples comparison. Going to 8K means we're kind of a little more filtered. Well, a lot more filtered, but going back to PT1 and raising the cutoffs means we're less filtered.
You see how much noise is down here? This is crazy.
We don't normally expect to see that much noise at those
frequencies.
Definitely not. We should see a peak below about 20 hertz, but this extra peak, can you sort of scale that to the right a little bit so we can see that a little better?
Oh, yeah. Just a second. A little slow here. It's quite laggy.
Mm-hmm. It's this second peak that's really concerning. Although, again, we should see, on the very left-hand side of the graph, we should see a peak all the way up below about 20 hertz. But then here at like 30 hertz, this extra peak here is problematic. I don't even know what that is.
Well, let's find out. This is that's your D term right there. That's after filtering.
Mm-hmm.
This is your D term on roll after filtering.
Yeah. I think that's the prop wash oscillation we were bringing out, maybe? Prop wash is usually in that rough frequency range, but it's hard to imagine there was enough prop wash turns. If we had done the whole flight with nothing but prop wash, then we might see that. We haven't really highlighted with the in point and the out point any particular area. This is, of course, your log with
stock filters, stock defaults, and all that stuff. So
wait, that's 007. No, 008 was the log with stock filters and defaults.
Oh, you're right. So let's look at...
Yeah, let's look at 008.
Hold on, let me get... Okay. So that's 007.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at 008.
Mm-hmm. And we are coming up on the end of the third hour here, and eventually my family's going to want to come home, and so I think we're going to have to wrap this up in the next maybe half hour or so. I appreciate that. Had a family, Chris? You know, I stream from downstairs in my office when my family's home. But especially because we're running around outside and, they just let's just get out of here. Yeah, so, yeah. Yep.
There's a lot of shit talking going on in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who's shit talking who?
Well, it's between Butterflight and Flight 1, I guess. I don't know. People are
They're saying
getting upset.
If we just put Betaflight on this quad, everything would be wonderful. Is that what they're saying? All right.
Oh man.
All right.
That's funny.
Hey, look, I'm not. Let's see. Kakute F7, has that got a Butterflight target? Oh, everybody who stuck around for 3 hours of live stream is about to get their payoff. Hang on. Where's Butterflight? I know I have it. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I'll say this about Butterflight. I hate it. It sucks. No, that's not what it meant. No, I'll say this about Butterflight. I have heard stories of like quads that people are like, "Oh my God, Butterflight made my quad amazing," and I think it's hard to extract the signal from the noise on that one because, hang on, let me go to my face. Hang on, there we go. I think it's hard to extract the signal from the noise on that one because I've also heard stories of people say, I got to put Butterflight on the quad and I just couldn't get rid of this noise or hot motors. So in some sense, there's some sense where just the defaults happen to be better. And the Butterflight devs and the Butterflight fans would say, no, we're better overall. We're better for a wider variety. But it's hard to know because we don't have hard data about that. But if we do put Butterflight, my position is this. If you put Butterflight on a quad and a quad that was flying terrible suddenly is flying great, who cares? Great. Just go fly. That's all that matters.
That's the point.
Yeah. It doesn't necessarily mean, oh, Butterflight's better forever. It doesn't, but I don't care. I don't about making that point or winning that point. So.
Yeah, I agree. As long as you...
Don, hang on one second. Chris, go ahead.
Okay.
You're good, man. Go ahead. Well, the Butterflight fans and the Butterflight devs would say, no, that's not the way it works. And I think your volume's a little low. What Chris is saying is that maybe it's just that the defaults are a better fit. Is that right? Uh-huh. Yeah. Hey, Butterflight people, which of these should I pick? 350 or should I go for 352 release candidate? Chris, can you check the chat and let me know if one of them answers? Oh, this stream, all the work we've done in this stream, if we go out with, we put Butterflight on it and it just flies great. That's such a payoff for everyone who happens to be watching, That's good television. This whole live stream has been terrible television. It's just for nerds who like watching us talk about filters. But then if this little turnaround at the end. But what if, guys? That's right. Yeah, get any answer? Okay. But here's the thing, guys. What if we put Butterflight on it and we like smoke a motor? It has the exact same problems. What then? Because here's the thing. Everybody, there's this thing. Is it confirmation bias? I can't remember what the name of the logical fallacy is, but you remember the time you put Butterflight on the quad and it fixed your problems. You're like, it was amazing. But then you kind of don't remember if you put it on there and it didn't make a difference. And you're like, okay, I'm getting on with my life. And it's really hard for us as humans to really... Anyway, we're going to find out, though. They're saying 352. Okay. Oh, the Butterflight devs are so excited right now. So excited. Okay, full chip erase. Load firmware.
You know what? UAV Tech makes a good point. He says, but in either case, fly what's your pleasure. So
Absolutely.
I really want to highlight on that, because as long as you have a smile on your face and you're enjoying your flight, that's all that matters.
I totally agree. Everybody likes to take sides, and it's the same with sports teams. Who
Yeah,
cares,
exactly.
Who cares what sports team you root for? But somehow the people who root for the other team, screw those guys. They're horrible people.
Yeah.
We just like to root for teams. And at the end of the day, I don't care what you fly. I mean, I fly Betaflight mostly, and Butterflight. And the reason I fly Butterflight a little bit more than anybody else is because it's very similar to Betaflight. And it's just, I stick with what I know. I don't have enough time to become an expert at all of these. It's not that I dislike them. It's just, I only get so much flight time anyway. So, but I don't care what you fly. I don't care if you fly Flight 1 or KISS, or as long as you're happy and your quad is flying good, that's all that matters. Alright, I'm going to have to configure this real quick, but I should be able to do it pretty quickly using my special...
People are saying I'm too loud. Is it showing up on your end?
You don't sound too loud to me. I can't hear my own level, but Chris is super quiet.
Okay.
I can pull you down, Don.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Because people are saying I'm talking too loud.
But now I really can't hear Chris at all. Chris, you're just so quiet. No difference at all. I wonder if you're coming in on a different mic than you think you're... No difference. You sound like you're on your good mic. So, let's see. Copus 341 mic config. Somebody's vaping.
That's me.
So I think I should be able to mostly get this stuff copied over. Stop it. Serial and aux lines. These should be the same between Betaflight and Butterflight, I think. Okay, so we'll paste that in. That all seems to have worked. I'm not going to worry about the OSD. I guess I can use the OSD. So the failsafe. Now I probably shouldn't screw with this stuff.
I can't see anything on your screen.
Oh,
so.
am I not sharing with you? Hang on, I'll share with you. You're sharing with me. Sorry.
Am I still sharing?
Yeah, hang on.
Okay.
Live streaming is ridiculous. Here we go.
But it's fun.
I'm sharing to you now. I mean, if you look at an actual proper television studio where they're doing this stuff, they have tens of thousands of dollars of video switchers and and a producer who's changing it anyway. So let's see. Min check, max check, RSSI. We're probably gonna go with multi-shot because that's what they would say we should do.
Yeah, but you lose the turtle mode, yeah?
Well, for this test, we're gonna do it.
Okay.
Well, you know what though? No, I take it back because here's why. Because we're gonna have it. We didn't try multi-shot on Betaflight, so we're gonna stick with D-shot just for science. So we'll stick with D-shot. Current meter, small angle, deadband. We're not going to copy the PID process denom. We'll leave that. And here's the OSD elements. This is just how I copy my OSD between quads. This is how I have all my OSDs set up the same. And we want VCD video system is PAL for this quad. Okay. And I'm going to put my rates in. And I think we should be good. Now if I save that... I'm so excited right now. Alright, let's just check our configuration. I love that this thing has so many... Look how many UARTs this controller has. The Kakute F7? 7 frickin' UARTs. 7. Yeah, pretty nice. Configuration, we got D-Shot 600, we'll go 8K. Should we, Butterflight devs, should I have 32K sampling on? Answer in the chat. Chris, let us know when they answer.
Well, shouldn't we compare apples to
apples we did a lot of, I guess so, we did a lot of 32K flying. I think we were at 3216 when we started.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Let's try that.
That's what we'll do. And we had anti-gravity, we had dynamic filter on. The thing is, I mean, I want to compare apples to apples, but if the Betaflight devs say, "Oh no, leave dynamic filter off," then we've got to give Betaflight a fair shake. So Chris, let us know in the chat if anybody weighs in, if APOC is there, dynamic filter, if there's any other tuning options that we should be paying attention to.
Hey, what up, Josh?
I assume you're not talking to me. You're talking
No,
to
I
somebody
was
in
just
the chat.
yeah, Josh Loxon, my good buddy.
Let's look at PID tuning. No, come on. There we are. PID tuning. Now we've got set point weight of 0. Now I always fly a set point weight of 1.
I agree with you, UAV Tech.
What did he say?
He said, let's see. He said apples to apples would be same PID filters.
Well, that's true. That's a kind of test we might do. Same PIDs and filters. Although, to be fair, this is not based on Betaflight 3.5. So, for example, there's no feed forward. On the other hand, the argument, same PIDs and filters, that answers the question of when configured the same, does Betaflight do better?
That would be interesting.
What if we just want to answer the question of, look, if I just frickin' put Betaflight on, or Betaflight on it, does it fly better? And that's a different question that we could ask. And we got biquad. I'm gonna leave. I don't know.
You do have a more sensitive gyro on this one too.
It's true.
So.
Yeah, Chris. Anything from the Betaflight devs in chat?
Hey, Sabian.
Chris is completely silent. We can't hear him at all. I think I'm gonna try flying this like it is. So we've got 32K gyro, 3216 with D-shot. That's how I would fly this if I was configuring it for myself. What's that, Chris? Oh, damn, you're right. Wow. How come? Why is that? Why was that under Betaflight? Oh. Yeah. Because this is based... Yeah, it's not optimized for F7. So they haven't incorporated the optimizations to Betaflight to make it work at 32K on F7.
So change it to 16.
Yeah.
Let's see what that does.
So let's see, 1616. If we go to multi-shot, I bet we'll be okay. Let's go to multi-shot at 1616. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Still at 100.
No, still at 100. So if we go to multi-shot, maybe it'll be okay. I'm willing to do that. So at this point, I'm just trying to think, if this were my quad, what would I do or not do? This is not, Mark Spatz, UAV Tech, take it easy. Take some breaths. This is not science. We're not doing science here. We're just screwing around in the backyard, okay?
This is a bunch of nerds having fun.
This doesn't prove anything. All the Betaflight people, this doesn't prove anything. We're just screwing around in the backyard. Still at 100%.
You're still at 100.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to do 32K. So we got to turn off 32K. And we'll do 8K, 8K. Which, by the way, we did fly the quad at 8K, 8K. I think so. Let me save and reboot. Thank you guys for noticing that. What did you do this weekend? No! Don't do it! I'm putting it back on D-shot, because that's what I would do if this was my quad.
Let's look at what you have turned on, like dynamic, all this stuff. If all the items are turned on.
So I do have dynamic turned on. I feel like that's the right move. Dynamic is so effective, even on 3.4 or 3.3. I feel like dynamic on is the right move. Now we're down at 17%. We're good there. Accelerometer's on. We're on 8K, 8K. PID tuning is at the default. Filters, if this were my quad, I would go to PT1. I think that's going to improve performance. I would leave the D-term notch on just for safety. And I haven't tweaked the Q and R at all, and I don't know what I should do. If a dev wants to weigh in about that, we can try it. Let's fly this quad.
Alright, let's see how this thing flies.
Hang on. Let's check. Let's just get Blackbox. Let's make sure Blackbox is set up right as well.
Yeah.
So the folks at RedCat can...
Excuse me.
Leave it on biquad? Can do?
Yeah.
Can do? Mail is here. So leave it on biquad. That's the only thing I changed was biquad. What else should I change?
You notice the low pass is at 65 though, so.
Yep. No problem. I understand, Chris. If there's anything else I need to change, let me know. Well, I don't think that's going to affect our flight. That shouldn't affect our flight, and I've done all the others at 2K, so I kind of want it to stay consistent. Okay. Alrighty, we got some butter. Some butterfly magic. I'm so excited. This is a great way to end the stream. Well, I do too, but it doesn't make my job any easier because Holy Bro said to me, "Hey, can you give us a tune?" And if the answer is go to Betaflight, then that doesn't. Yeah.
That doesn't what?
Hang on, Don. Ooh, that's a good idea. You put the exact same values on Betaflight, and you see if it flies the same. That's a good idea. Now Mark Spatz is happy. All right, hang on. Let's make sure it doesn't flip out. Don't flip out. Ah! What? What does that beep mean? Yeah. Good reminder. Thank you. It went beep beep beep, but the motors didn't spin. I'm not sure what that means. I don't like it. Okay, let's see if it's gonna fly. Hang on. Okay, looks like it's gonna fly. All right, here we go. I always say that, by the way. I really do. It's just my little joke. And when I have a new quad that I haven't flown before, I always shout, "Don't flip out!" It amuses me. It amuses me, but no one else. Thanks, Chris. You'll get your check in the mail. All right, hang on. There we go. Okay, guys, hang on. Here we go. Butterflight. The moment of truth. Well, this was the latest release candidate that was available, I think. I don't think there was a newer one. Ah! No, much worse. No, much worse. Do you guys see that noise? So there's a lot of noise in the prop wash. We're getting black lines on the screen and big shutters. Could you see it? I'll do it one more time, but I don't want to smoke something.
I saw it.
Okay, I'll do it one more time, guys. Look at the black lines and the shutters.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, big black lines. So now let's check the flips and rolls. So that's pretty clean. Nope, bounce is still there. Bounce is still there, and oh, the throttle. Hang on. Nope, the same. Okay, here's my conclusion. This is the ESC. The ESC is at fault.
Yep.
So the filter.
I don't like those Ticos.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid going to Holy Bro and saying use a different ESC is not really going to fly. So we got to figure out a solution. I think the solution is going to be let's put a capacitor on it. Oh yeah. I was really. There we go. And let's check the motor temps. No, don't leave. Hang on. No, my mail person is gonna. Hang on. I have to run down and get my package. Hold on. Ah.
Everyone's laughing.
Alright. Bye! Bye, mail person! See you later. You can't see him. He's too far away. Okay. Alright. So I thought he was going to require a signature, and then I was going to have to go to the post office to get the box, and I hate that. Okay. We're going to close out this live stream. Sorry, I ran down to the gate and then back. Now I'm out of breath. The takeaway is that Betaflight did not magically fix the main things that were wrong, which is the nose not holding steady and that bounce at the end of the flips, especially.
And it got worse with noise, too.
But to be fair, you could play with the filters, and that we might clean that up. So it just so happens that the Betaflight filters seem more effective on this particular quad than the default Betaflight filters in... I'm sure the Betaflight guys would be like, oh, change the Q and the R and blah, blah, blah. And then it'd be all magical better. So that's neither here nor there. In the same way that it's not fair to go, the one-time Betaflight fixes your quad to go, Betaflight forever! It's also not fair the one-time Betaflight didn't fix your quad to go, Betaflight. Mark Spatz, I'm talking to you. I think, Donald, we have... I'm going to blame the ESC.
Yeah, you know, I have that ESC, so I can attest to it that it's really noisy. I think a fix for this is going to be adding a really good, solid capacitor, and not just using the pins to put on the main leads, but actually, giving the capacitor enough current to do its job by placing the wires on there.
By placing the wires on there, what do you mean?
So, typically, I wish I could show you, but no one's watching me personally. So,
well, you can share your camera if you want.
Can you do that?
Yeah, Skype can do that. Turn your camera on, and I'll show your camera on screen.
All right, let's see if I can.
Put your pants on. Hang on, let's see if I can get this, guys. Sorry for the inception. Here we go. Woo! Oh, that's kind of fun. Oh, that's kind of fun. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just waiting for you to share. Oh, here it comes. Oh. Hang on. Go ahead and turn your camera on.
Yeah, I don't even, let's see. Share screen, snapshot.
Down at the bottom next to the mic mute button and the hang up button, there's a camera button that is X'd out, and you just turn it on.
Okay, can everyone see? Okay, there you go. All right.
We can see you.
So, right there.
Now that's interesting. Let me make sure I'm sharing my screen. Hold on. Let me make sure. Yeah, I am. I am sharing my desktop. Okay. Nope. Hang on. There we go. Nope. There we go. Okay. Now what are you showing us here?
So let's see.
Capacitors.
You can see the capacitors, right? Hold on.
Mm-hmm. It's the underside of the capacitors, and you've got what looks like some 18 gauge or 20 gauge wire going to them.
Yeah. So what I do is I cut the tabs about 1/4 of an inch, and then I feed the tabs into the wire.
I understand.
And then I use a little flux, and I really just infill it a lot, just because I don't want there to be a bottleneck in where the current is flowing. So I feel like this way of doing things helps the capacitors do their job.
Yeah, if the capacitor legs are short, if they're short enough, then it doesn't matter that they're little skinny legs. But especially if you're going to not put the capacitor right next, those are some big. How big are those? Are those 2,000? What are they?
Oh, they're my little NOS boosters. Yeah, two 20-volt, 5-volt 1000s.
Wow. So here's the thing that I think a lot of people are going to find confusing, which is that, why would it be that not having a capacitor on your ESC would cause this specific, it's almost like the motor isn't, to be honest with you, I almost think we might have a bad motor, which they're all brand new motors, and they're T-Motor F40, so they're wonderful. But it feels almost like one motor isn't spinning up as fast, and that's why we get that snap when we do the throttle punches, and we get a little when we do the pitch flips.
You need to deliver some constant voltage and not some spikes in voltage so that your PID controllers and your motors can operate correctly. If you don't...
Don, hold on one second. Chris, what are you saying to me? Yeah, I have. Yeah, the waffle caps to help you mount those. Hold on one second, Chris. Go ahead, Don. Finish your thought, then we'll talk about the waffle caps for a second. You need to deliver... Yeah, sorry, Chris, I forgot. You can't hear Don.
So you need to be able to... I'm a firm believer in capacitors. Whether you install 12 or one of them, whatever, just get a capacitor on there. and make sure that you wire it up in such a way so that you can actually let the capacitor do its job, because ultimately it's going to cut off the voltage above the rated value. So at 25 volts, it's going to cut off the voltage, and it's going to make the voltage more cleaner instead of spikes in voltage.
Yeah.
So if you have that to start with, your motors and your ESCs, they just have a better shot, because right now you're feeding straight battery voltage and noise and spikes.
I mean, this thing is not short on capacitors. If you guys look, I'll see if I can show you. We got a, hang on, let me focus it. Come on, focus, baby. Focus. There you go. I mean, we got a big bank of tantalum capacitors here. There's another one on the underside, and there's another big old bank of capacitors on the opposite side as well. So I mean, it's not like but nothing really substitutes for a great big electrolytic.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Eventually, if you have a lot of tantalums or ceramics, then those are actually ceramics, not tantalum. Sorry. Eventually, you get there, but a big electrolytic is the answer. And it would be really interesting. We're not going to do it on this live stream because, like I said, my family needs.
I'd like to know.
If we put a capacitor on here, does it magically fix this? But to sum up, I think we can say that, like some people say, I've got this problem, and what should I do to fix it with tuning? And it's like, I say, if you've got a sprained ankle, you can hobble around on crutches, but you're not really fixing the problem. And so when you need to know when you're tuning how to recognize when you've got a mechanical problem or an electrical problem, and ask yourself whether the right thing to do is to try to tune around it. We could play with P's and D's and eventually kind of mostly fix this. But the right thing to do is to fix the underlying problem. Maybe look and see if we've got a bad motor. In the black box, we could look for a motor that's spinning faster than the others. Or maybe try and address, we know this is a noisy ESC, so try to address that. Anything to add, Don?
No, I just want to shout out to a few people that has been around my personal hobby for a while. That's Matthew Warner, Jim Boomer, Bryant Barnard, especially Josh Loxon. And I know I'm forgetting a bunch of people, but most importantly, Joe Sislow. He's always been there for me, and he's always given me some quads to work on, so I thank him for his help too.
Awesome. And thank you for coming on and show. I mean, I feel like I did learn some things about what. It's unfortunate we weren't able to get further into your strategy because we had this sort of stumbling block that we couldn't really tune around in the time we had allotted. But I think what I took from your tuning strategy is you focus a lot on identifying and controlling the noise before you actually start tuning the P's and D's and making sure the noise is at an effective level. And then you start tuning the P's and D's and so forth. We never really got into that. But then also I saw what you were going for with phasing the P and the D together. And I think that definitely deserves a little more experimentation. If you are out there tuning with Blackbox, and you can look at that phasing. And that might actually be an interesting thing for Plasmatree to add. And if the RedCat engineers are still out there, I wonder if there's some way we could look at the average phase relationship between P and D.
That would be awesome.
And represent that in a Plasmatree-like graph. I don't know how you would do that, but that's why they're smart engineers. And we're just nerds with quads. Thank you. Thank you to RedCat for letting me use that software and showing it to you guys. That is going to be available for public beta soon. Hopefully updated to the latest version of the software. And thank you also, Random FPV. I think you mostly just sat there. I don't know I don't know if I just wasted your whole afternoon, but I really appreciate you being here.
You talking to me?
No, I'm talking to Don. I'm talking to Chris. Hold on, Chris, go ahead. Yeah.
So, with some work and a little bit of refinement, probably I can set some packs on it, tune it again, and I'm sure Josh will share with you guys what we got.
Well, I have to tune it in the end. I mean, I have to give him something. I got to tell you, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, send me another one, and let me just try it. Let me see if there's something in right with this one. But yeah, I mean, after 3.5 hours of fussing with it, which granted, it went a little slower because we were talking through it, but ultimately, the thing is, nothing we did really fixed the fundamental things that were wrong. We changed some things, but we never really completely got rid of that bounce back, and we never really completely got the nose to hold as steady as we would have liked. So
it'd be interesting to see if you want to have them send you a new slot. Put it round one, and then buy the other just like it.
Yeah.
Settings, because I pretty much guarantee you capacitors can make a pretty big difference. I think you'll be able to tell.
Yeah, that's the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick a cap on it.
Yeah.
So, thank you to everyone in the stream who came out. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, I don't know what's wrong with you, but I'm glad you could be here with us. If you missed any of it, it will be up on the channel in probably it takes a little while for YouTube to process it. So it'll be about a day, and that's going to do it. We're going to kill the live stream, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.